On the lane, Manchester United, left to right, kick off, and the ball is played straight to Alan Davis, who tucks it back to Duxbury, and Duxbury plays it square to Gordon McQueen in the middle of his own half. McQueen, the tall Scot, chips it forward into the middle of the Brighton half. Squelching puddles as Stapleton leaps and falls, and the ball is played back to Graham Mosley, and the first touch for the Brighton goalkeeper, who rolls it to his left back, Graham Pearce. Must be a very nervous moment for him, like so many in the Brighton team who have known nothing of this before. Only Jimmy Case and Tony Grealish have played in this stadium before. Case for Liverpool, of course, in his 9th appearance at Wembley. Tony Grealish for the Republic of Ireland, and also, incidentally, as a Gaelic footballer. The ball played from right to left by Graham Mosley, dropping in the middle of the United half. Albertson heads it through. Robinson goes charging through, and Bailey comes off to claim it off the centre forward's toe. Bailey asking for the free kick because Robinson, he alleges, went in with his studs showing. The referee not interested. And so United have to resume by playing the ball short out of defence. It's now with Kevin Moran in the middle of his own half. Short ball forward to Ray Wilkins. Wilkins up to the edge of the centre circle. Has a little look, checks and plays it wide to the right. The near side as we look. Mike Duxbury on the ball now for United. Duxbury plays it through for Whiteside, who's come away from the middle, but Gatting was in firmly. His challenge puts the ball back up the Brighton left wing, and Robinson has it now, but he's tackled by Duxbury just inside the Manchester United half. And Brighton have a throw. Near side, Manchester United right. Graham Pearce, the former printer, now the full-time pro with Brighton, takes the throw to Gordon Smith. Smith gets it back to Pearce. Pearce has to scurry a bit. Loose ball from him. Then Wilkins plays it against the referee, loses possession. Smith wins it for Brighton, but his ball forward went to no one in particular. Moran collected, played it back to Gary Bailey. Well, just a matter of 2 minutes gone. Arnold Muren moving up the far side for Manchester United, plays it to Albiston. Back in again to Muren. Round the challenge of Tony Grealish. The elegant Dutchman sweeps the ball out to the right, looking for Davis, but Howlett's in there with a header to play it wide. Davis can't control it, falls out, and Brighton have the throw. First thoughts from Frank McCrimmon.
Well, the pitch, first of all, George is playing quite well. There's a few heavy patches just to our right-hand side here, and obviously the first chance is falling to Brighton from that flat header from Arthur Albertson. It'll be very interesting. I was listening to Barry just before they're talking about United's midfield, and that's what I think. If they can overcome the loss of Moses and Coppell, which are two very important players to United, then I think it could be a reasonably easy win if there is such a thing in the cup final, because man for man, they're a much stronger side than Brighton. But of course, they have the advantage of being the underdogs, and they can come here nice and relaxed and really enjoy their game.
The United now in possession in the middle of the Brighton half. Stapleton sweeps it to the near side to Davis. Davis faced by Howlett. Tucks it inside to Wilkins. Wilkins has Grealish near him. Plays it to Robson. Robson firmly challenged by Jimmy Case. That's a foul and a free kick. The first free kick of the match to Manchester United. Some 25 yards from the Brighton goal, a little to the right as Manchester United look. Case fouling Robson, making his presence felt. And Ray Wilkins has placed the ball. Robson is there too. Brighton have 4 men across the face of the penalty area. Robson back heel. Wilkins the chip. McQueen was there, but Gatting headed it away. It goes to Duxbury, middle of the Brighton half. So Albiston on the far side. Up the far touchline to Stapleton. Robinson is back to mark in. Stapleton goes for the corner flag. Rounds Robinson. Stapleton dribbling into the penalty area. The chip across the header. Davis! Oh my word! That could have been the first goal from the youngster. Stapleton, the mazy run up the left, cutting back inside. It was deflected up in the air off a Brighton toe. And there was Alan Davis on the 6-yard line, heading just a whisker wide.
That was a marvellous run there by Frank Stapleton. He went round the Brighton defender as though he wasn't there and had a good cross, but it was deflected up in the air, right over the top to Alan Davis. And it was a good header. It was only probably about 3 or 4 inches just past the far post.
Well, that will give Alan Davis heart, that's for sure. United in possession once more. The ball breaking towards Davis, but firmly in. Graham Pearce, the left back. Now it's Howlett for Brighton, trying to pick out Neil Smiley on the far side. Stapleton no intercept. Muren has it. All the way across the white side, who's in space on the right. Howlett comes back to cover. Gatting stands off. Played inside to Robson, edge of the Brighton box. Now out to the wing again to Davis. Davis, faced by Graham Pearce, the left back, thinks about running through, tries to play it through the gap. It comes off Howlett shins the cross eventually for Wilkins, but Mosley collects it with ease and throws out to the far side to Neil Smiley. But the whistle had gone in any event for, I imagine, an offside. The free kick is to Brighton in their own penalty area. Graham Mosley, tall, dark-haired figure, green sweater and blue shorts, plays the ball forward to Gary Stevens on the edge of the area. and he plays it square to Gatting. Back to Stevens, and all the way across to Chris Ramsey, the right back. First touch for him, his ball into the Manchester United half, intercepted by Brian Robson. And Murin now plays it forward for Whiteside, looking for Robson again, but Ramsey is there. Ramsey fouled from behind by Brian Robson, who's been both receiving attention and dishing a bit out, and so Brighton have a free kick. Free kick then just outside their penalty area. Gary Stevens takes it. Grealish. Jimmy Case, middle of his own half, stuck in the puddles there. That's going to be difficult, right in the middle of the Brighton half. Manchester United, because of that soggy pitch, have won the possession back. And it's now out with Duxbury on the near side. Played inside to Wilkins. Wilkins to Robson in the puddles. Robson back to McQueen in the centre circle. McQueen the short ball to Wilkins, and Manchester United weave the pretty pattern and find Albiston on the left. Chips it forward. Ramsey reads it well, heads it out of play. And United have a throw midway inside the Brighton half on the far side. United's left. Wilkins now. Murin back to Albiston on the touchline. Has a look. Curls it, looking for Whiteside. He slipped. It comes to Howlett. Howlett passes back to the goalkeeper, despite the presence of Norman Whiteside. And the goalkeeper, Mosley, throws it out to Case. Case finds Pearce, and Pearce back to Gatting. Gatting flips it forward for Jimmy Case in the centre circle. Case tries to pick out Smiley with an early ball to the right. Intercepted by Albiston. Now McQueen for United. And McQueen to Arnold Murin. And Murin crosses halfway, going up the United left, the far side. Picks out Stapleton. Stapleton has Stevens with him. Played back inside to Murin. To Stapleton again, but a good firm challenge by Stevens. And the 1-2 that was meant to be doesn't come off. In the 7th minute of the 1983 FA Cup final, we await the first goal. Manchester United on the attack. Murin and Stapleton tries to get something going there. But Stevens intercepts, plays it to Ramsey on the far touchline. Ramsey's long ball forward, too long for Robinson. Moran has it. Plays it to Wilkins, inside the Brighton half, on the left, out to the far side. Stapleton again on the ball. Smiley with him this time. Stapleton out by the touchline. Checks. Smiley tries to win it back. Challenges well and wins it. And plays it inside to Grealish. And Grealish rides a challenge from Ray Wilkins. Finds Steve Gatting. And Gatting helps it across to Pearce. Pearce plays it forward for Grealish. Back to Gatting. First time ball to Gordon Smith. And Grealish again. But Brighton trying to play football. Lose the ball. And now it's United with Murin. Murin just inside the Brighton half. Just outside the centre circle. Curls one out to Stapleton on the far side. Stapleton with nonchalance. Lays it off to Albiston. Albiston to Wilkins. Wilkins forward for Whiteside. Back to Wilkins again. Played forward but intercepted by Smiley. And now Grealish. And Grealish, turning one way than the other, plays it back to Ramsey, the right back. Play concentrated largely in the Brighton half of the field. Long ball played forward by Ramsey. Goes off the head of Gordon McQueen and out. And Brighton now have a throw. 15 yards inside the Manchester United half. Far side of the field to Brighton right. The ball thrown by Smiley. Smiley to Grealish and back to Smiley. And now Grealish, inside right position. Square ball to Jimmy Case. Case in the centre of the field. Midway inside the United half. Plays it back out to the right wing to Smiley. Gordon Smith over there to support him. Smiley cuts inside. Brighton's first attack. Case in the middle of the Manchester United half. Supported by Pearce behind him. That's the man he picks out. And the short ball played forward to Case once more. Davis with him. Case finds Pearce again. Pearce chips it forward. Was looking there for Gordon Smith. But Moran got in with a header. Headed it to Duxbury. And Duxbury plays it forward to Ray Wilkins. Wilkins thumps the ball forward. One for Whiteside to chase. But too long. All the way through to Graham Mosley.
Quite a good start to the game. And I think Manchester United have just had the edge in the last few minutes there. Arnold Murin, when he has the ball in midfield, Pearce sometimes has been coming forward and coming into a midfield position, leaving a gap in behind him, and that's where Frank Stapleton is making most of his runs. And the two forwards of Manchester United have already shown their mobility, and it's been quite a good start for them. Brighton, on the other hand, have been knocking the ball about quite well, but lacking a little bit of penetration in this early part of the game.
Gatting plays the ball forward for Brighton. It goes straight to Albiston. Albiston plays it inside to Wilkins, and Wilkins orchestrating from the centre of the field. Helps it on across to Mike Duxbury. Duxbury up the line to Davis. Davis with two Brighton players in attendance gets the ball and the cross to Stapleton. Stapleton's backward header looking for Robson, but Grealish was there to intercept. Now Gordon Smith, who lost his footing at the crucial time. Away goes Robson. Robson to Murin, going up the inside left position. Murin back inside to Wilkins, edge of the box. Back it goes to Murin. But a foul committed there by Jimmy Case, Andre Wilkins, and United have a free kick just outside the Brighton penalty area. And that all began when Gordon Smith lost his footing in the muddy patch in the middle of the Brighton half. And now Manchester United have a free kick just outside the Brighton penalty area. The referee picks up the ball, tells Brighton to move further back. The kick will be taken about 5 yards outside the Brighton penalty area, and just in from the left angle of it, as Manchester United look. Wilkins is there, Murin too, and Robson. Murin curls it. Stapleton tries to get in with a header. Gatting clears it. Smiley helps it on. But once again, everybody's in the Brighton half. Last man back, Mike Duxbury. Duxbury on the ball, just inside the United half. Forward it goes. It works its way to McQueen. McQueen to Robson. Robson to Wilkins on the near side. Manchester United playing the patient game. Wilkins forward to Davis. Early cross. Whiteside's header. Just wide.
A lovely move there by Manchester United, and a lovely ball by Davis. A quick in-swinging cross there, and Norman Whiteside got a head to it. And again, it just went past the post. But they're using the whole width of the park, Manchester United. They're stretching this Brighton defence, and they've really settled down quite quickly in the first 7 or 8 minutes. Brighton, as I said earlier, when they get the ball in their own defence, they're knocking it about quite confidently, but they don't seem to be any confidence in actually going forward over the halfway line with it. They seem quite content just to pass it about amongst themselves.
Goal kick taken, ball again finds Davis. Davis, who's shown lots of self-confidence today already in just the 11 minutes that we've been playing, plays it back, and eventually it works its way all the way through to Gary Bailey in the Manchester United goal. Latest news from the Scottish Cup final at Hampden Park. It's much as it is here. Rangers 0, Aberdeen 0. In the 12th minute, Brighton 0, Manchester United 0. And Jimmy Case on the ball for Brighton, just inside the United half, near side of the field. Brighton left. Case plays the square ball to Grealish, facing Robson. Grealish looks to see who's available. Gordon Smith plays it back to Case. They're in the middle of the United half. Grealish now. Good ball forward to Robinson. To Howlett, 25 yards from goal. Howlett, though, crowded out of it. Ball coming towards Case. Tangles with Wilkins. He caught Wilkins there. Brighton on the ball. United wanted a foul. Wilkins still on the ground, but Brighton come forward with the ball. Wilkins now on his feet again as Gordon Smith tries to hustle through, but United win the possession back, and Wilkins none the worse for that little incident on the ball. Plays it square to Duxbury. Duxbury can't control it. Davis picks up the piece. Davis now just inside his own half. Chipped forward to Stapleton. Backward header for Whiteside. Stevens there, though, for Brighton to head it forward. But Stapleton has it again. Running at the Brighton defence. Firmly challenged by Gatting, and it comes to Howlett. Howlett forward for Robinson. Little ball to Smith. Smith with Robson at his heels, running diagonally, plays it to Robinson again. Smiley available on the right, picked out there by Robinson. Smiley, right angle of the penalty area for Brighton, running at Alderson. Smiley, still going at his man, gets the cross in, off McQueen and behind, and Brighton of a corner. Good patient build up by Brighton there. Smiley up the right, forcing the corner. And that, as I say, is Brighton's first, and Jimmy Case has gone across to take it. 13 minutes of the match gone. Gordon Smith in the middle. Gary Howlett over with Jimmy Case. Alan Davis there to try and block it. Case strikes it firmly, coming towards Gatting and Stevens. Ball breaks down. Stevens there. Smiley too. Gatting as well. But played behind Tony Grealish out on the left. But Grealish can still keep the momentum of the attack going. Grealish shimmies one way, cuts in the other, plays it square to Smiley. 30 yards from goal. On across to Howlett. Howlett looks up. Chips looking there for Smith. Smith heads it and it's there! Gordon Smith has scored it. Gary Howlett made it. And Brighton are in front.
That's a marvellous move there from Brighton, and a beautiful chip ball by little Gary Howlett there, probably the youngest player in the park here, and it's a lovely ball, just drifted over the Manchester United defence there, and a lovely header by Gordon Smith. That is one type of goal that you wouldn't expect against the Manchester United back four, because with Gordon McQueen being so tall in the air, you always felt if Brighton were going to score, it wouldn't be from a sort of a crossing position. But that's a marvellous start to Brighton, and I was saying earlier that if Manchester United can get control of midfield, then it could be an easy win for them. But this is certainly a tremendous setback for them, and it must have given Brighton marvellous confidence.
So Gordon Smith, the man who played for Glasgow Rangers in the Scottish League Cup final this season, scores for Brighton in the Football Association Cup final at Wembley. And that's his fourth goal in 7 games, the man in form. But United strike right back at the heart of the Brighton defence. It's now Moran on the ball. Plays it forward to Davis, but Brighton break it down, and away comes Howlett. Howlett has Moran at his heels. Two Dubliners together. Howlett checks, comes back, plays it to Gordon Smith. Smith infields to Case. Case plays it back to Steve Gatting, and Gatting a good ball out to the right to Chris Ramsey. Good ball in the sense that it takes the pressure off the heart of the Brighton defence. And Ramsey plays it forward now to Michael Robinson. Robinson runs away from Moran up to the edge of the penalty area, but he's driven very, very wide indeed. Alveston gets in with the firm challenge, and Brighton have another corner.
Well, Moran let Robinson come off him about 10 yards there, and then he managed to turn and go past him again. It's very unusual for Moran. He's usually a tight marker, but it's certainly got Brighton's tails up here. They've got the goal under the belt, and they've been given, no, it's a corner kick. I thought he was going to give a free kick, but it's a corner kick for Brighton as well.
Brighton's corner then, on the far side of the field. They're right. Jimmy Case will take it. Quarter of an hour of the match gone, and Brighton in front. Case firmly strikes it again, but this time he strikes it too firmly. It curls behind the goal, curls out again, and United have a goal kick.
I think although that was a smashing header from Gordon Smith to put Brighton 1 up, I feel as though Gary Bailey might be a little bit disappointed, George, because it wasn't a ferocious header and it skipped just before him, and probably the conditions may have had something to do with it, because from here anyway it looked as though it was a possible save, or it could have been a possible save, but anyway it's still in the back of the net, and Brighton are on the attack again.
With Grealish plays it square. Duxbury cuts it out. It goes to Brian Robson under pressure from Gordon Smith. He finds Arnold Muran. Muran plays it forward, a bad ball from him. Case has it for Brighton, out to Robinson on the far side, running at McQueen. Alveston in with a challenge, and McQueen helps the back pass back to Gary Bailey. Bailey rolls it out to Wilkins. We really have got a stirring cup final in our hands now. Manchester United starting firmly in control. Brighton then forced their first corner, and from that comes the first goal. And the underdogs are in front. The seagulls are flying. Brian Robson plays it square to the left. Arthur Alveston just inside the Brighton half. Moving forward now. Plays the little ball inside to Robson. Robson chips it up to Whiteside. Whiteside can't lay it off to Alveston. Stevens collects. And suddenly Brighton are looking confident. Gary Stevens on the ball now for them. Stapleton comes back to Harriam. Plays it up to Robinson. Robinson, little header forward, but no Brighton man in that space. And it goes instead to Arnold Muran. Muran on the left side of midfield plays it inside to Wilkins. And Wilkins helps it all the way across to Mike Duxbury. Duxbury up the line to Davis. Here sticking closely with him. Back to Duxbury it goes. Chipped forward. Into space is Whiteside. Edge of the area. Turns round Gatting and leads him. But can't turn round Stevens. And Gary Stevens is there to put it out of play for a corner. Whiteside for a moment looking lethal. Mike Gatting. Steve Gatting rather looking somewhat suspect. Easy to get the two of them confused because the other Gatting, Mike, the Middlesex cricketer, is here watching Steve because Middlesex is not playing today. Steve Gatting certainly playing, knowing he's in a match. United with a corner, near side, there right. Muran across. Untidy. Whiteside has it. Chips it goalward. Stevens there. Robinson too. Robson heads it across. McQueen stopped on the line there by Robinson. And an awful delay on the Brighton goal line. And eventually it's pushed away by Gordon Smith and Mike Gatting together. But McQueen's header cleared off the line by Michael Robinson. And United have a second corner to be taken again by Muran, near side. Struck firmly to the back post. Headed across into the area once more, but the flag up on the far side. The United players coming in too firmly. The referee not interested. He's playing advantage anyway because Brighton cleared the ball. But United have it back once more. Wilkins plays it into the area. Gatting rises. Didn't head it quite correctly. Stapleton has it. Comes to Moran. Moran falls over. But he was going in rather too firmly there. And so Brighton have a free kick on the edge of their penalty area.
Well, that was a tremendous bit of pressure from Manchester United there, and 3 stabs at that. The ball was knocked away, headed back in again. But Brighton defended very well. And Manchester United now realise they've got to come back. They're actually doing... There's nobody taking anybody on from Manchester United. They're usually all doing the passing movements. And it would be nice to see... Actually, you'd probably start seeing the effect of Steve Coppell not playing, when he's got the ability to go at full-backs, go past them, and get beyond them. And this is... If Manchester United do eventually fail here, I think he is one player that will be sadly missed today.
Well, there you are, already contemplating possibility of Manchester United failing, which certainly the bookies weren't contemplating. 13-8 on they were for this cup. But we've only gone 20 minutes, so it's a long way to go yet. But Brighton driving forward once more. Moran goes firmly in. And Brighton win the possession back again with Case, near side of the field. Swept out to the left to Gordon Smith. Smith back inside the Case. Wilkins comes on him. Case plays the ball inside to Grealish. Grealish has a look to see what's on. Not much, so back it goes to Stevens. Picks out Grealish again, and Grealish all the way across to Smiley on the far wing. Smiley hustling with Albiston and with Robson, and Robson goes in like a tank and wins it back, and Smiley lies in a heap on the ground. United go away with the ball. Gordon McQueen moving up the far side, their left. Played inside to Albiston. Albiston just inside the Brighton half, far side of the field. United left, robbed by Grealish, who's everywhere. Grealish plays the ball square to Gatting. Gatting makes a little room for himself, and then chips it forward for Michael Robinson to chase. Robinson and Moran going together. Moran puts the arm into Robinson's chest, and Brighton have a free kick. Well, this is going to be one of the jewels of the afternoon. Republic of Ireland's teammates, Kevin Moran, the Manchester United centre-half, and Michael Robinson, the Brighton centre-forward. Robinson has already shown a clean pair of heels to Moran. They went for that ball together. Moran's left elbow was somewhere in the region of Robinson's chest. Brighton have a free kick. 15 yards in from the near touchline, midway inside the United half. Pierce the left back. Hanging ball, but they were all half asleep, Brighton. Bailey was able to come and clutch that with ease. And on his 6-yard line, he pulls it across the face of his goal to Michael Duxbury. In the 22nd minute now, 1-0 to Brighton. Goal scored after 13 by Gordon Smith. Duxbury plays it up the near touchline, the United right. Gatting slips, so too does Whiteside. Back comes Pierce, and it goes all the way back to Mosley. And it's now Gary Stevens, the Brighton centre-half, in place of Steve Foster, who chips it forward, up to Gordon Smith. Smith infield to Case. Case more worried about the impending challenge, and the pass puts it out of play. United have it. Duxbury now, just inside his own half. Chips forward for Whiteside to chase, but the flag on the far side raised. Whiteside was offside. And Brighton have a free kick. And again, Steve Gatting, playing at the heart of defence, though his favourite position is midfield. Takes it and feeds Gary Stevens, who is playing in his favourite position at the heart of the defence. And now Howlett, who's looked really composed so far, plays it back to Pierce. Pierce's ball, not a good one. Stapleton has it for United, just inside his own half. Square to Davis. Davis now running at the Brighton defence, running in the inside right position. Plays it out to Stapleton on the wing. Back infield to Wilkins, who challenged firmly there by Case, and Wilkins is still down. The referee not interested. The ball was Stapleton, the hanging cross. Mosley goes up and collects on his 6-yard line, and Ray Wilkins is still down. Fred Eagles. The ball was Smiley for Brighton. The referee wasn't interested in that. Case and Wilkins have been hammering at each other, and Case and Robson too. But that time, Jimmy Case caught Ray Wilkins and has left the Manchester United player lying flat on his face in the Brighton half. Gatting is the ball. Out to Smiley on the far side. Referee's whistle goes, and for the first time the trainer comes on. Jimmy McGregor, the Scot, who looks after the Manchester United players well.
And it'll be a corner to Manchester United. I can't think that many people outside Brighton would have believed that scoreboard away to our right and our left at 24 minutes past 3. Brighton Hove Albion 1, Manchester United 0. But it's United who forced a corner then. Ray Wilkins back on his feet, but feeling that right shin rather gingerly, I would think, because Ashley Grimes, the substitute, does a little bit of warming up below us. Another member of the almost Dublin club here this afternoon. Muren with the corner, down the left for United, drops inside the area. McQueen goes up to challenge, ball still in the area. Stapleton, out to Muren. Muren chips it back in. Stapleton with a header and goes a couple of yards wide. So a sensational start certainly for the underdogs, a word that I'm sure we'll be using here this afternoon, because United must come here as the hottest favourites in years. But the goal scored with a head of Gordon Smith after 13 minutes, and the Brighton supporters away to our left. Well, they're making it the South Coast in Middlesex so far this afternoon. Brighton leading 1-0. Graham Mosley will take the goal kick away to our right for Brighton. His kick just inside United half. McQueen and Robertson again together. Case bullets the ball forward. McQueen blots it out. Then Robson picks up the loose ball for United. Stapleton down the left, far side. Just fails to hold it in. That red flag raised immediately by Mr. Downey from Hounslow. And it's a throw into Brighton, which Chris Ramsey will take. Going to Brighton of a free transfer from Bristol City. I doubt he would have believed he was going to be at Wembley this particular May afternoon. Finds Robinson with the throw. Not much space for Robinson. Not more than a couple of inches, I would think, from the far touchline. But he's battled, as already he's won it. He gives it to Smiley on the halfway line. Smiley to Smith, the scorer of the goal. A good ball early to Robinson. Can he collect it? Yes, he can. McQueen goes there, though. And McQueen takes the ball away from Robinson. The two big men together. 3 or 4 very good duels out there this afternoon. Albiston tries to go on a run. Leaves in the end, though, to Stapleton. Just stabs the ball forward to Wilkins. Now seems to be all right after that collision with Case. Sweeps it towards us, picked up by Duxbury. Duxbury forward, now quite rightly in the England squad. Played so well this season for United Duxbury. Finds Robson. Ball runs away from him, but he picks it up, moves inside the centre circle. Already scarred with mud here at Wembley. Finds that man Duxbury halfway inside the Brighton half. Forward, Wilkins back to Duxbury. The accuracy was missing though. Cut out by Pearce. Played forward once more to Grealish. Grealish, the captain of Brighton. Steve Foster not playing and sitting on the bench below us. Grealish and the ball played back once more to Pearce, the full-back. Has he got the space and has he got the pace? He's got neither, and he was pushing and shoving in any case on Robson. So it'll be a free kick to Robson. A little bit of altercation for a moment as Graham Pearce wanted to throw the ball away. Give himself time to get back. And Robson now will take the free kick deep inside his own half. Short, Duxbury back to Robson. And Robson just slowing it down a little bit. Back to Moran. Moran, who has more stitches than a jumper this season. Moran for Chester Stapleton, 15 yards inside Brighton's half. He's lost it. Grealish comes battling back. Just has a quick look, keeps it cool. Plays it once more to Gatting. And Gatting far side to Mosley. Mosley forward, headed away though by McQueen. And Ramsey puts himself in trouble. And Stapleton and Ramsey together. Stapleton with the ball, a yard in from the far touchline. Comes away from Ramsey, looking for the cross. Oof. Well, if that had found Wilkins, that could have been a problem for Brighton, but Howlett cut it out. But it still goes back to Wilkins. Wilkins forward. Stapleton's there. The header. Mosley saves. Threatening sight for any defender. Stapleton's dark head coming in at the far post. Downward header. Mosley there. Turns it aside for a corner.
That was a really good chance there for Manchester United, and as you said there, Frank Stapleton coming in, you always fancy him. But it was a good save by Mosley, and that was the only time Frank Stapleton has got past the Brighton defence. He caught Tony Grealish ball watching there, and Frank Stapleton coming in his blind side.
A corner then to Manchester United, and Alan Davis will take it down their left. Here it comes with his right foot almost on the centre spot. Headed away though firmly by Stevens. Drops only to Muren though. Back out to Davis in the outside left position. Davis. Cross comes in, looks to Stapleton. Again, quick thinking by Gatting. Clears the ball, and it's another corner for Manchester United. Stapleton just stays on the ground for a moment. So Alan Davis, the young Welshman who only knew yesterday that he was playing in this cup final, will spot the ball up again. Again, a rather muddy section of the green turf here. The linesman says it's not right. Now he spots it up in the corner quadrant. And Davis will come up once more. And again, the corner with his right foot. Ball headed straight up in the air once more by Gatting. Drops though. White side, edge of the Brighton penalty area. Back to Davis, skips away from one defender. Muren, cross from Muren. Ball headed away once more, and the referee says that time Stevens was being fouled. It's a free kick to Brighton, who lead by 1-0.
Brighton defence are coping very well with the crosses that's coming in. We're all talking about Foster being out, and he'll be sadly missed, but until now, Gatting and Stevens have done remarkably well in the defence, and the goalkeeper looks nice and sound too.
And that same goalkeeper has just taken a short back pass. Graham Mosley rolls the ball out to Steve Gatting. Came to Brighton, or went down to Brighton from Arsenal. Steve Gatting, not particularly like playing as a central defender, but right well he's playing so far. Plays the ball forward, cut outside by Moran, just inside the Brighton half. A back heel from Wilkins, finds Davis, just below us in the Manchester United right flank. Plays it forward, white side, falls down as much to the turf as anything. As Davis, though, has broken up the little Brighton defensive action. Davis, can he get one of the defender? He has. Plays the ball across. Mosley drops on it as Robson was storming in. I think another occasion there where Davis did well. I think that may even have lost his footing a little bit. Meant to stab it into the path of Robson, which had surely to be a goal, and couldn't really have the strength in the end to find Robson. So Brighton will breathe again. And again, they'll calm it down, and the ball bowled out once more far side to Chris Ramsey. Missed the last two games for suspension, but playing today in the big one. Long ball played forward this time by Stevens, and again asking Robinson to do some chasing, but Bailey comes off his line. And it's very notable that although Brighton lead by 1-0, I doubt that Bailey has touched the ball more than 3 or 4 times so far this afternoon. And one of those occasions was to pick the ball out of the back of his net after Gordon Smith had headed Brighton into the lead. It's United in possession, still inside their own half. Ball played back to Moran. Starts to move forward, still inside his own half though. Then finds Robson, his captain. Robson on the white line of the halfway line, and plays it forward with his left foot some 20 yards to Muren. Lovely left foot of Muren, far side though, and it's Albiston for United. Forward, white side, shields the ball away from Ramsey, still holds it tight to the far touchline. Cross comes in, deflected though by Ramsey, and it'll be yet another corner to Manchester United. And there was something like 30 or 40 cameramen and photographers behind that goal, guarded so far successfully by Graham Mosley. And again, it'll be a corner though. This time Muren is taking instead of Davis. 2, 3, 4, 5 strides. He hits it with his left foot. It drops. Mosley is there. Mosley has lost his footing. Referee says that's perfectly fair charge. Wilkins with the cross coming in. Mosley's there. McQueen, and he's headed off the line by Ramsey. Still inside, though, the penalty. Robson with a shot. Great save by Mosley. High drama here. Ball headed off the line by fullback Chris Ramsey. Robson with a shot. Mosley saw it, which couldn't have been easy because there must have been 4 or 5 players between Robson and himself. I was saying before the game started, Mosley is a goalkeeper for the big occasion. He was a goalkeeper there, Frank.
It certainly was. That was a marvellous save there. And I think when Ramsey headed that ball off the line, it was just a reaction knockaway because it almost hit him, and it was very unlucky from Manchester United's point of view. The only thing I can say wrong about him is usually the 2 players who are going into the wide positions are Frank Stapleton and Norman Whiteside. So the strength has been taken away from the middle as well when the ball eventually does come in there. And this would be the advantage of people like Steve Coppell was playing. He would be out there getting the ball in to Stapleton and Whiteside.
32 minutes gone then, and Brighton lead here in the FA Cup final by 1-0. But it's United in possession, still inside their own half with Moran. Moran, long ball forward edge of the Brighton area, headed away there once more by Stevens. Finds Case. Case deep inside his own half, long ball forward, run by Smiley. Smiley going down the left, near side to us for Brighton. Smiley still holding the ball. He's gone inside the area. The cross comes in, just over the bar. Lovely running by Smiley. Robinson came in like a tank. Outside of the boots, and that might well have eluded Gary Bailey yet again. This time swerves over the crossbar. Beautiful cross by Smiley. Did everything right, and Robinson almost made it too.
Yes, they haven't attacked a great deal, Brighton, but when they have done, they've looked very dangerous. Smiley is a very quick boy. He was the guy who took Alberson on the right side. Now he's come over to take Morano on that time, and he certainly is definitely pacey for the Manchester United's back 4.
Well, Smiley, the young man who wears contact lenses, I'm told they call him Specky down at Brighton. He didn't need contact lenses then. That was a perfect cross to Robinson. United 1 down, but fighting. They have possession. A long ball from Alberston, played down the left. Ball runs away, though, from Manchester United. And Pearce, good skills being shown by the left back. Moved across there, finds that man Smiley, now trying his luck on the right. And again showing good skill. And that was a strong, positive, firm tackle from Robson. He meant to get the ball and he got it. And Ramsey takes the throw for Brighton. Finds Grealish. Grealish to Case. Early ball played forward. Smith, a little bit too far forward though, even for Michael Robinson. The man you may remember that Malcolm Elson reckoned could be the best number 9 that England had ever seen. Doesn't quite come up to those expectations, but he still scored some spectacular goals, Michael Robinson. But it's Smith who's done the damage so far here for Brighton, but it's United going forward, and, well, I think Whiteside could have done more with that. Another man, of course, who's had a remarkable 12 months. Youngest player ever to play in the World Cup finals for Northern Ireland. And again, scored some beautiful goals for United. Just lost himself there a little bit. And more might have been on there for United. 34 minutes gone here at Wembley. Brighton 1, Manchester United 0. Ramsey, the right back for Brighton, in possession. Long ball forward again, looking for Robinson. There are 2 red-shirted Manchester United players, though. Ball is cleared, and United take up possession. Wilkins, a long raking ball from Wilkins, far side, the left to Muren. Muren tries to find Stapleton. Ramsey goes in to challenge, slides the ball into touch. Muren will take it 20 yards inside the Brighton half, leaves it in fact in the end. The throw comes in to Muren, just runs away from him for a moment, then gets it back. Little chip ball too. Picked up by Alberston, looking for Stapleton. Ball booted straight into touch. And it'll be again Arthur Alberston who will come forward. Takes the throw, Stapleton back to Alberston, to Muren. Muren with his left foot crosses it high inside the area. Davis comes in with a challenge, cleared by Pearce. Robson forward, headed away there once more by Gatting. And the blue jerseys of Brighton pick it up once more, deep inside their own half. Howlett, good ball to Grealish. Grealish, good ball to Case. In the end, McQueen read it even better. Gets it away from Case. A rebound finds Robson halfway inside the Brighton half. Sweeps it out towards us, just in... I thought it was in touch. Linesman says no. Davis goes at the Brighton defenders. Lovely skills here by Davis. Finds Whiteside. Shot comes in, deflected off Case. Mosley's there, and Brighton live again.
He's certainly done well, the young guy. He's only come in today. He's only had 4 games, Alan Davis, but he showed some nice touches. I was just saying earlier when Frank Stapleton and Norman Whiteside go to these wing positions, this is where the Manchester United midfield must be making runs forward. And up until now, it's really only been their captain, Brian Robson, who's been doing that. The other players, Muren and Smiley, are usually staying back and playing balls through. It's not really their style, but That's what they must be looking for, because they have got a little bit lack of penetration when one of the centre forwards goes to the wide position.
9 minutes to half-time. United one down, but going forward again. Stapleton. Whiteside lets it run on to Davis. Chips the ball back to Wilkins. Halfway inside the Brighton half. Wilkins out towards us. That's the United right. Duxbury back to Wilkins. Wilkins has a look. And then a long ball that's going to belong to Mosley. Well, he dropped it, in fact, but he was quite safe because he made sure that Stapleton was around the other side. Brighton in possession, halfway inside their own half with Grealish. Certainly most of the play been in that Brighton half. The half to our left still looks perfectly green. The half to our right, which is the Brighton half, looks very muddy indeed. Davis for United starts to move forward. He's now halfway inside the Brighton half, going down the United right. Just checks, I think, ran away with it, bounced off his heel in the end, and it was fairly easy for Gatting to turn it back to Pearce, who clears firmly with his left foot. High and long and looking for Smith. Loose ball picked up by Greaves. Robson's there first, though. Finds Whiteside. Whiteside shoots. Mosley palms it away. And certainly I've seen Whiteside score from those angles before. I get the feeling, Frank, that Whiteside looks a little tentative when he gets the ball. Indeed, the referee's blown for an offside decision. But there are 3 or 4 occasions there where I've seen Whiteside score immaculately this season. Looks a little tentative, or perhaps it's the pitch.
He looks a little bit sluggish, actually, which he sometimes does because he's not the quickest of players, Peter. But he's a very strong boy, and the pitch is heavy as well, which probably enhances that a little bit more. But that was a good shot with his right foot as well. I know he can score with his right too, but his left is his favourite. But that was an acute angle. And I think that if Mosley hadn't made a good save there, that was going in the far corner. But Brighton are really hanging on a little bit here. Manchester United are turning on the pressure, and they haven't produced a great amount of attacks. But when they have got forward, they've looked quite dangerous.
They have possession then, Manchester United once more with Moran. Still a long way inside his own half. Not a good ball from him, though, cut out by Howlett. Case back to Howlett, gets round the referee. Inside the centre circle, stabs it to his right. Fullback Chris Ramsey comes forward, moves inside the United half. Plays a lovely ball, Robinson offside. Yellow flag went up straight away. No nonsense at all from Mr. Pardo, from Kidderminster. It was offside. Robinson went forward. Probably not heard the whistle. If he had, he would have been absolutely certain. It wasn't. They didn't go into the back of the net. It would have made no difference either. And United take the free kick. We've got 7 minutes to half-time here as the ball is laid forward and Whiteside going for it, but there was plenty of time for Mosley to come off his line. He was protected in any case by Steve Gatting. And again, just calming things down, bounces the ball once, twice, and then comes out to the edge of that 18-yard area with his right foot high into the sky, almost halfway inside the United half. Alveston heads the ball back again, but it's picked up once more by Grealish. And a chant of seagulls, seagulls over Wembley from the Brighton crowd away to our left. Brighton leading by 1-0. Howlett in possession, lays it back. Stevens. Again, nice calm football at the moment by Brighton, although they've taken a fair old hammering so far. Howlett stabs the ball to his left, read easily though by Duxbury, just calmly hooking the ball back to Bailey. And Bailey beckoning players to move forward as he rolls it back out to that same man, Mike Duxbury. Finds Wilkins. Wilkins starting to move forward. He's inside the centre circle. Plays it forward to Stapleton. Stapleton lets it run on. He was looking really for Alveston to come through, but it was a little bit too heavy, the pass, and the ball rose into touch. And Brighton in no particular hurry to take the throw, because as I say, they have taken a fair old beating. They had a ball headed off the line by Ramsey. We've had 2 splendid saves by Mosley. And the latest score in the Scottish Cup final is that there's no score. 6 minutes to go in the first half. They're up at Hampden Park. And Aberdeen, the holders, 0, Rangers 0. Aberdeen, of course, who we saw in Gothenburg last week, win that thrilling European Cup Winners' Cup tie against Real Madrid. Rangers 0, Aberdeen 0. Here at Wembley, it's Brighton 1, Manchester United 0. Grealish for Brighton. Finds Smiley, starts to move infield, then tucks the ball back to Stevens. This time a long ball from Stevens, looking for Gordon Smith to do some running, but Alveston is there, takes no chances. Plays it straight into touch, throw in them to Brighton, almost parallel with the Manchester United 18-yard area, and Smith himself will take it. A good throw too, finds Smiley unmarked. Smiley square to Jimmy Case. Jimmy Case playing wider to Howlett. Howlett back to Jimmy Case. Too far out for one of his torpedo shots, possibly it is. Plays it wide to Smiley, edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Smiley stabs it across. Robinson with a header. Oh, what a save by Bailey. Again, a beautifully accurate cross. Robinson brave goes in, header there, and this time it was Gary Bailey who's earned his money.
Yes, that was a good save by Gary Bailey, and a terrific diving header from Mike Robinson. I've seen him 4 times this season, and he's been quiet almost in every game, and people are saying what a good player he is, and up until now I haven't really seen it. But today he certainly is looking a threat, and he's causing Moran and McQueen, when he does get an opportunity, he's causing lots of problems for them in there.
Well, he's a tough performer, is Michael Robinson. But they form quite a spearhead for the Republic of Ireland. If you can imagine Michael Robinson and Frank Stapleton, that's not a bad pair to be playing for the Republic of Ireland. I think his head looked up, but he was a tremendous crack of heads. He's going to be all right, though. He likes to be called Michael, incidentally, rather than Mike, he tells me. Here comes the corner. Ball headed down, and Stapleton's back to defend, and the ball spins away from his boot. It's another corner to Brighton. We've got here now 4 minutes to go to half-time. And Jimmy Case trots across. One's got so used over the years to seeing Jimmy Case in red jersey and red shorts for Liverpool. 16 medals he won for that great club. Now in blue, very much a Brighton man. And beaten here by Manchester United, you may remember, in the 77 final, but he didn't score on that occasion. Now playing for Brighton, his side lead in the dying minutes of the first half by 1-0. Case with the corner, drops onto the penalty spot, headed straight up in the air, still inside the area, finally cleared by Muren. Only goes as far as Pearce, though. Ball played wide to Jimmy Case. Case has to turn the ball back to Grealish. Grealish holds, and the cross from him, edge of the United penalty area. McQueen's lost it. Oh, the ball just wide. Terrible mistake by Gordon McQueen. He was almost too casual. And that really could have been number 2, because Gatting was up there when it mattered from the cross. And Gatting could so easily put that one straight into United's net.
Yes, he certainly could have. The Manchester United defence were absolutely sleeping there, and Rich Wilkins is going back and giving them a real shellacking. But we're all saying before the game that Manchester United would be probably very, very dangerous in dead ball situations with all their tall men. But in this game, especially when it's been corner kicks and dead ball situations, Brighton have been the team that's been looking the most dangerous.
United, though, still going forward. Stapleton tucks it to Muren. Ball played wide. Alberston's holding it. The cross comes in. It's deflected off Ramsey, and Mosley. Oh, Mosley's dropped it, and it's in. Is it? No, it's not, says the referee. Mosley dropped it. Wilkins was there. The ball rolled over the white line. We could see it clearly from here. But again, the referee, Alf Gray, he's been around some time, and he said there was an infringement by Wilkins on Mosley. No goal. Free kick to Brighton.
I don't think that was a goal at all, Peter. I think he obviously dropped the ball, but I think it was a good few inches this side of the line. I don't think Butch Wilkins actually fouled him either. So this is one of the situations that I get a little bit annoyed about. If any time a goalkeeper makes a mistake, normally the referee blows for a free kick against the guy who's coming in, but on that occasion I didn't see Wilkins making any foul.
The ball is halfway inside the Brighton half, headed away once more by Stevens. He's been immaculate so far, Stevens, this afternoon, but the ball's still gone to Robson. Robson plays it forward to Whiteside. Good tackle comes in on Whiteside. Wilkins comes back. It's a tremendous battle here at Wembley, and Brighton leading by 1-0, and again Jimmy Case coming in strong. Down goes Alan Davis. Boos from the United supporters. Great competitor, though, Jimmy Case. Free kick, says the referee, halfway inside the Brighton half. And we're now in the last minutes of this first half here at Wembley. Wilkins will take the free kick, plays it forward. Mosley comes in, but Mosley was surely fouled by Robson. Referee says yes. Robson going in strong, possibly with his elbow as well, hitting the ball with his elbow. And Mosley being comforted by his defenders. Referee immediately blow the whistle. No complaints from the Manchester United players, I may say. So another free kick to Brighton. And again, Mosley taking plenty of time, spots the ball up very, very carefully indeed. Born in Manchester, Graham Mosley used to watch the Reds at the Stretford end. Here he is now guarding his goal against those same Red Devils from Manchester. That's the foul this time by Gordon Smith on McQueen. So it'll be a free kick, the two Scotsmen together. McQueen gets the advantage. Moran wants to take the free kick. We've now actually moved into injury time here. There have been 2 or 3 stoppages. Sure, Alfred will add a little time on. Whiteside coming for the ball. He's lost it, though. Stapleton comes through and wins it. Then he's lost it. And the ball finally runs loose. Whiteside comes into battle for it. Still halfway inside the Brighton half. Robson. Long ball forward from Robson. Oh, dear. No real accuracy there. Robson knew it. Looked annoyed with himself. And Case quite correctly and sensibly lets the ball run over the line. A good psychological moment, of course, if Brighton could go in 1-0 up. No question about that. Because all the nerves tend to jangle in the first half, and they've done so well, Brighton. They've taken a tremendous shellacking from Manchester United, but they've got the goal, and this is certainly in the first 45 minutes going to be one of the biggest upsets of all time in the FA Cup, in this, the 102nd FA Cup final. Long kick from Mosley, headed straight back again, though. Ball inside the Brighton half, a foul on Whiteside this time. Steve Gatting, the offender. Another free kick to Manchester United. must now only be seconds to go. Again, it'll be Wilkins to take it deep inside the Brighton half. The free kick from Wilkins, far side looking for Stapleton. Chest it down. Mosley's there, though, protected once more by Gatting. And Brighton really now need to keep possession in what must be the dying seconds. Gordon Smith, scorer of the goal. He's in the outside right position, far side. Finds Smiley, and that's the whistle blown for half-time. So really, we've had a tremendous upset here in the first 45 minutes. Little Jimmy Melia struts away. I don't think you can believe it. Ron Atkinson will have lots and lots of things to say to his team, you can be sure. Because so far, we've got the biggest upset, I think, possibly of all time after 45 minutes. Because the scoreline away to my left says quite clearly, Brighton Hove Albion 1, Manchester United 0.
And Brighton now return to that dressing room occupied by Sunderland in 1973, occupied by Southampton as well in 1976. They both pulled off shock 1-0 victories. I wonder if we're heading for another one here again this afternoon. Some quick comments, then we'll have time to sit back and look back over that first half with Paddy Crone and Sammy Nelson. Sammy, I have to come to you first, the Brighton man. You forecast 1-0, but you said it'd be a late penalty. But even so, I saw you rise out of your seat when Gordon Smith put that goal away.
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted because, especially with Gordon scoring, because he's such a talented player and he doesn't use all that skill he has throughout the season. You know, it's amazing. I'm just delighted for him. A great performance by the fellas.
The other moment where you also leapt out of the seat was when Graham Mosley at the end appeared just at the end of the first half, dropped the ball. It looked like shades of 58 when Harry Gregg dropped the ball, and that Loftus forced him over, didn't it, a little bit?
That's right, but I think Ray Wilkins actually pushed Graham in the back, so we were lucky to get away with that anyway.
Are they exceeding your expectations so far, Brighton?
Well, I said 1-0 victory. You know,
Off we go. And the ball is back with Steve Gatting, and he plays it with his unfavoured right foot out to the right side. Albiston rises, heads it into touch, and we've a throw-in on the near side of the field, which is the Brighton right in this second half. And Chris Ramsey, who lives near the Arsenal football ground in London and plays for Brighton, takes it, throws it up the line to Robinson. And Brighton mount the first attack of the half. Off Albiston it goes, out again. And they've a throw now, Brighton, 6 yards from the Manchester United goal line. Curly-headed Neil Smiley takes it, little blonde figure. Back to Chris Ramsey, his cross, looking for Smith, but Moran wins this one. Comes to Grealish. Grealish heads towards Howlett. Howlett heads it back. Case lobs it forward, but it goes out of play and behind for a goal kick to Manchester United. Gary Bailey does the fetching and carrying and takes it quickly to Moran on the edge of the penalty area. Moran, who hobbled out of the Milk Cup final here against Liverpool, and that was really part of Manchester United's undoing, that they lost his services in that match. Long clearance from Bailey up to Whiteside. Whiteside to Murin, inside left position, curled towards the box, headed away by Gatting. Back to Murin. Now Robson. Whiteside in there, handled the ball. He shoots it there, but it won't count because the referee saw that he had handled the ball. Although for one awful moment the referee hadn't spotted it, but it was a blatant handball. Whiteside finished it off, put it in the net. He gets an affectionate tap on the head from the referee for his pains, but Norman a little over-exuberant on that occasion, thumping the ball with his hand before making contact with his foot. Brighton of the free kick. Mosley takes it. Mosley has it back. Brighton move upfield, and the tall goalkeeper, who used to be a Manchester United fan as a youth, clears his lines. McQueen heads it forward to Whiteside. Whiteside to Murin. Murin out to Albiston on the near side. Albiston now on a run up the Manchester United left. Whiteside goes on the overlap. Nobody marking him. He has time to measure the cross, which he does. Mosley comes out and clutches the ball firmly to his chest on his 6-yard line. And waits until the Brighton defence moves away. Pearce claimed for the short pass, but Mosley decided against it. He now rolls it instead to Gatting. Gatting on the edge of the penalty area, back to Mosley. Stapleton was too close for comfort, and Mosley can now clear his lines once more with the long right-footed kick. Dropping in the middle of the Manchester United half, the sodden area, McQueen beats Robinson. Grealish comes to win it back. Ramsey there too, and between them they find Smiley. Little former Crystal Palace winger, running at Arnold Murin, running inside Murin, still going, finds Smith, return for Smiley. Smiley falls over, McQueen comes away with the ball, and Wilkins in trouble too on the pitch, and Case does well to almost get it back for Brighton, but eventually it's Alan Davis who pops up in the mud to squirm away with the ball, find McQueen. McQueen helps it on to Murin. Murin on the near side, long ball for Stapleton to chase. Stevens is aware of the danger. Stevens across the cover, steps over the ball, cool as you like, lets it run out of play, and that's a goal kick to Brighton. Stevens put under a bit of pressure there by that long ball forward, but always looked confident. England under 21 defender, very, very composed footballer. Young man from Ipswich, playing in the colours of his hometown club. Very much a Brighton player these days. As Mosley takes the goal kick, dropping in the Manchester United half. Grealish wins it to Smiley, back to Grealish. Grealish chips forward for Robinson, heads it down for Smiley once more, and now Smith. But Smith has overrun that one, I think. Yes, out of play it goes, and it's a throw to Manchester United on the near side. Oh, we've gone 3 minutes into the second half. Frank?
Well, it's nice to see Smiley coming back into the game. He's got such pace, but the previous games I've watched him, and he only comes in little flashes. But he certainly has got the ability to go past the Manchester United defence, and it would be nice to see him getting a little bit more supply of the ball.
Ball with Gary Bailey now for Manchester United. He clears it deep into the Brighton half. Gatting wins it. Goes to Duxbury, far side of the field. United right, just inside the Brighton half. Plays it inside. Angled ball to Robson. He plays it all the way out to Davis on the far side. His pass forward intercepted by Pearce. And in goes Robson, thundering into the challenge on Case. The ball is won by United, but Moran, who played it forward, finds only Grealish. United have it back, though. Duxbury inside to McQueen. Little stab forward for Wilkins on the centre spot. Lifts his feet high as he runs clear of the mud and then tucks it back to McQueen. Stepping inside the Brighton half now, Gordon McQueen. Chips it forward for Whiteside at the edge of the penalty area. Now Wilkins tries to feed Stapleton. Ramsey gets in firmly. Ball comes back out to McQueen on the edge of the centre circle. Angled run away from the centre circle. McQueen eventually has to play it back to Moran. Moran now, right half position. Deep ball into the area, headed away by Stevens. Comes to Smith. Smith to Grealish, who's everywhere. And an intelligent first-time ball to Smiley. Smiley and McQueen tangling up the right. McQueen firmly into the challenge. The ball just not long enough to give Smiley the chance to leave McQueen standing. The tall Scottish defender firmly in on the little man. And Brighton win a throw. Ramsey to Grealish, back to Ramsey. Ramsey feeds Smith, chests it down, plays it into the middle of the United half. Howlett goes scampering after it, but Duxbury is there first. Up to Whiteside on halfway, and back to Mike Duxbury. Duxbury just inside his own half, plays it inside to Ray Wilkins, and Wilkins sweeps it out towards the left, where Ramsey sees it's going to beat Murin, so lets it beat him too, and run out of play. And Brighton have a throw once more. Midway inside their own half, near side, they're right, into Grealish, back to Ramsey. Ramsey sees Stevens free. And Stevens plays it forward from the edge of his penalty area, up to Robinson, headed down. Albiston for United now, though, and now Murin. Now can he weave some Dutch magic? Arnold Murin moving into the middle of the Brighton half. Deep angled ball to the far side, looking for Alan Davis. Pearce read it well and lets it run out of play. And that's a goal kick to Brighton. And really, Brighton looking very composed when put under pressure in the early stages of the second half.
Yeah, well, the game started very well for Brighton, really, because it's quite even at the moment, and we were expecting an onslaught from Manchester United, but Alverson had a chance to go forward there, and he turned back and knocked it into his back four when you would have thought that he would have taken advantage of getting into the attack and getting into the Brighton penalty area as quickly and as quickly as possible.
Brighton's goal kick headed on by Howlett up to Robinson, firmly challenged by Moran, and United have the ball. Mike Duxbury now, chipped up to Whiteside, challenged from the back by Stevens, and that's a free kick to Manchester United. 15 yards inside the Brighton half, 15 in from the far touchline, which is United's right. Ray Wilkins is there, ready to take it. United get men up to the edge of the Brighton penalty area. Wilkins now with the free kick. Chip to the far post, up goes McQueen, but he's underneath that, and over the bar it goes, looping high off his head, and behind, and Brighton yet again have a goal kick. Graham Mosley will prepare to take it. And somehow the steam seems to have gone out of the match. The first 7 minutes of the second half, it's not half as frantic as it was towards the end of the first. Dare say Ron Atkinson's been telling his men to cool down. They don't have to win it in the first minute of the second half. They've got the whole of the second half to come back at Brighton. But it's Brighton in the driving seat. 1-0 up. The goal scored after 13 minutes by Gordon Smith. Across by Gary Howlett. And that's what divides the teams at the moment. United, though, in possession. Brian Robson just inside his own half. To the left, to the near side, to Albiston. Up the touchline to Whiteside. Good control on his chest. But Ramsey, alive to the danger, goes thundering in. Interesting that. Ramsey fouled Whiteside. And Whiteside seemed to exact a little of his own retribution because Ramsey is on the ground and injured. And Gary Stevens telling Norman Whiteside in no uncertain terms what he thought of the challenge. United have the free kick, but Norman Whiteside is having the lecture from the referee, and Chris Ramsey, the right back, is on the ground. Whiteside, a very who leaves the field. Chris Ramsey is on his feet again. United have a throw, in fact. It wasn't a free kick. And the ball taken towards Albiston, who gets the cross in. It skids away from everybody. Ramsey is down on the ground again. He's obviously feeling the effects of that knock. And the ball is played back to Graham Mosley. And he's hobbling rather badly, Chris Ramsey, now. This doesn't look at all good for Brighton. George Aiken, the assistant manager, is telling Jerry Ryan to take off the heavy anorak and the tracksuit and get ready for the action, because Ramsey looks in considerable distress. And United are now trying to mount an attack up Chris Ramsey's wing. Ball played in, though, to Wilkins now. They switched the point of it, looking for Duxbury on the far side. Howlett resisted the temptation to go charging in, but Pearce didn't, and Duxbury's away on a run. Up the United right. Gets the cross in. Whiteside there, diving header across the face of the goal, and it's in by Stapleton. Stapleton makes it 1-1 with 9 minutes of the second half gone, and Ron Atkinson can scarcely conceal his delight. It was played up the line by Duxbury to Davis. Pearce committed himself totally. Duxbury went storming up at the second chance to get the cross in. When it came, it was very close to the Brighton goal. Mosley missed it on the near post, and Stapleton from 2 yards dumps it home.
That's exactly what Manchester United were looking for there, because the game was a little bit of a stalemate, and we were wondering if they were ever going to come back again. And it all started with Butch Wilkins' crossfield pass, which looked a little bit dodgy actually. It looked as though it was going to be intercepted by one of the Brighton midfield players, but it reached his own right back Duxbury, who went on a good run, and he was lucky enough to get the rebound there, and he got a chance to get the second opportunity to get his cross, and he did so, and it was flicked on, and Frank Stapleton really couldn't miss it, because it was only about a foot from the goal line. But this should make the match even more interesting. It was quite a good first half, and then it started off a little bit quiet, but now it's really all up in the air now, and it looks as though Ramsey's certainly been taken off. He's limping behind the goal just now, and it looks as though Jerry Ryan is coming on for Brighton as substitute.
Chris Ramsey then put out of action, and Jerry Ryan goes on. Now Ryan, who's something of a super sub for Brighton now, he's lost his regular place to Gary Howlett because he was out through injury, but he's back in the game now, and he scored a few vital goals for Brighton in his time, Jerry Ryan. Not the least of them the goal at Liverpool that helped knock Liverpool out of this year's FA Cup. Brighton now back where they started. The score 1-1. Stapleton with the equaliser, and Grealish goes thundering into a challenge on the far side to win the ball back for Brighton. Now, have they got the character and the resources to come back, Brighton, or are we now about to see Manchester United, the third best team in England, come and claim the FA Cup? Murin on the ball for United, just inside his own half, near side of the field. That's the United left. On it goes to Albiston. Albiston back to Murin. Murin chips it forward. Stevens, though, controls it and dances away from a challenge, but there was a foul committed there by Arthur Albiston, and so Brighton have a free kick. And it seems to be a straight swap, Frank. Jerry Ryan at right back for Chris Ramsey.
I was going to say that, George. I would imagine rather than upsetting all their team plans, because the Brighton defence, the back four have been playing superbly, especially the two centre-halves. They've been absolutely outstanding. And rather than dragging them all around the place, you better just put in a man-for-man.
Well, Brighton on the attack once more. Smiley, the long free kick from Stevens, tangling there with Albiston, but Smiley's gone down hurt, and United come away with the ball, and suddenly a little bit of niggle into this game. All started with that challenge by Norman Whiteside on Chris Ramsey, which has put Ramsey out of the game, and now Smiley is hobbling, and United go up in the attack. Stapleton going up the left, Ryan with him. Stapleton hard by the touchline, tucks it back to Murin. Murin looks up to measure the cross, deep one, Whiteside there, too tall for him, away to the far side, and Howlett watches it, keeps it in play, and plays it forward now to Pearce, who plays it back to Howlett, and Howlett moving up the left-hand touchline for Brighton. Played inside to Jimmy Case. Case now, middle of his own half. Back out to Pearce, the left back. Pearce back inside again to Gatting, and Brighton just doing their best to keep their heads at this most testing of times for them. Ryan on the ball now. Chips it forward to Smith, inside the United half. He plays it back towards Grealish and Gatting. Gatting has it. Grealish is there with him. Gatting plays it all the way out to Pearce. Back inside to Grealish. Grealish now, just inside his own half. Forward to Smith. Loose one from him. Out of play it goes. United have the throw. Just inside their own half. George Aiken, the Brighton assistant manager, is shouting instructions onto the pitch, which I think of the linesman spots he will take exception to. United on the ball now. Wilkins all the way across to Arthur Albiston. Played inside for Murin. Murin a little ball forward for Stapleton. Angle of the 6-yard box to Albiston. Tried for a shot, it ended up across, and Howlett has gone chasing after it. But the whistle gone anyway. A foul there in the box, and Brighton have a free kick. Still no score, by the way, at Hampden. Rangers 0, Aberdeen 0 in the Scottish Cup final.
The tragedy of Smiley is down as well, because he certainly is limping, and it's been going on now for a couple of minutes, and they can't afford that. They've done well keeping in the game as it is.
United trying to put an attack together. Whiteside unable to beat. Stevens, Mosley is the ball.
Jerry Ryan showed a little bit of inexperience there. He was pulled right into the centre-half position, and Arthur Albiston come down the left side here and got on the blind side of him. So I just hope that he starts picking up that positional sense very quickly.
Quarter of an hour almost of the second half gone. Brighton 1, Manchester United 1. Ryan goes forward with the ball. Up to Gordon Smith. Played back to Ryan. Ryan now, deep inside the Manchester United half. Square ball to Case. Case chips it forward looking for Robinson. Robinson, though, offside. United have a free kick. And this really is an interesting time. United, as expected, coming back at Brighton. Now, for Brighton to show just what they're made of. 1-1 the score. Gordon Smith for Brighton after 13 minutes. Frank Stapleton for Manchester United after 54. Brighton in possession, just inside their own half. Case forward there for Howlett. Does well to get away from the challenge. Howlett running at Moore and wrong-footed him. Tries to find a gap to go through. Good dribble this by Gary Howlett. And sweeps the ball out to the right to Gordon Smith. Smith now, right angle of the penalty area, faced by Albiston. Tries to make the angle for the shot. Tries to force it through. It comes out instead to Grealish. And Grealish helps it out to the right, the near side to Ryan. Now Jerry Ryan, time to measure the cross. Looking for Smiley, headed on there. Falls down for Robinson. He can't control it. It goes over to Duxbury and away to United. Duxbury inside to Davis, who hasn't been seen too much in the second half. Davis forward for Robson. Back to Davis again. And Davis chips it up the line for Whiteside. Whiteside controls it with his left foot. Plays it to Robson just inside the Brighton half. Square ball to Murin. Murin forced by Smiley to backpedal a bit. He's now 12 yards inside his own half. And then he plays it to Wilkins, who's in some space over on the right, the far side. Wilkins now moving forward for Manchester United. 15 yards inside the Brighton half. Up to Stapleton, laid off to Whiteside. Tries to get the 1-2 going. Jerry Ryan alive to the danger. Shepherded Stapleton all the way and got the toe in to help it back to Graham Mosley. Now it's Gary Stevens for Brighton. Stevens to Smith. Gordon Smith, ball inside to Case. 10 yards inside his own half. He loses out. Wild challenge by Arthur Albiston. Gives the ball to Gary Howlett. Howlett plays it to the far side, but Duxbury intercepts, and he plays it back to Gary Bailey. Bailey bowls it out to Arnold Murin. Murin moves into the left half position, moves forward. Smiley comes across the cover. Murin chips it up the line to Stapleton. But the whistle had gone there, offside against either Stapleton or Whiteside, signalled by the linesman on the far side. And so Brighton have another free kick. And they're keeping their cool admirably, Brighton, for a team that must really be feeling the pressure at this point. Seagulls, Seagulls goes the chant from away to the left above the tunnel, a sea of blue and white, as Gary Stevens takes the free kick. Moran heads it out, heads it to Murin. Murin, 10 yards inside his own half, thinks about the long ball forward, runs then 10 yards further, then chips it for Whiteside, but Stevens read it so well. And now Ryan on the ball, played inside to Stevens, and Brighton really are composed at the back. And Stevens doing it again, just shimmying away from Brian Robson and moving forward elegantly up to the centre circle. Forward now to Jimmy Case. Case to the left to Smiley. Pierce goes in the overlap. Howlett is in the middle. Stevens has continued his run to the edge of the box. Smiley in possession, 25 yards and goal, shoots, but straight at Gary Bailey. First Brighton shot of the second half, but coming at the end of the best Brighton move.
Yes, that was a lovely move, all started by Stevens there, who's had a smashing game all the way through, and it makes a difference if one of your double centre-halves does make the break into midfield and create the extra man. And young Smiley finished up there with a shot from probably 22, 23 yards. It was well saved by Gary Bailey. But they're certainly looking nice and composed. The pressure has been on them because United get the goal back, but they haven't really been dominating them since then. Brighton are still looking nice and composed and confident, and it's still a nice even game.
Well, United now moving forward. Stapleton on the end of Murin's pass, but chip over the defence too long for Robson. Mosley saves it. It's now with Smiley. Smiley fouled by Mike Duxbury, who battered into the back. Duxbury not a dirty player by any means. I think a little over-exuberant there. And Smiley not the worst for the experience. So it's a free kick to Brighton. Gatting takes it. Far side of the field is now with Case. Case on the ball, just inside his own half, then into the United half. Change of direction, forward for Howlett. He wasn't expecting that. So United win it back. Robson to Murin, 5 yards inside his own half, up the left-hand touchline to where Norman Whiteside was. Ryan beats him, but now it's Albiston, tries to beat Ryan again, but Jerry Ryan equal to that and heading it out of play and showing admirable coolness now. The longest-serving Brighton player. He's been with them since October 1978, getting his reward today. United, though, moving forward once more, but again Gary Stevens there to break that down, but a little bit of stuffiness on the edge of the Brighton box gave Ray Wilkins a chance for a shot, but again, that man Stevens into intercept, and the ball's out of play on the far side for a throw to United. Duxbury will take it, 25 yards from goal, far side, the United right, to Wilkins, back to Duxbury, and forward it goes for Norman Whiteside, but just a little too long. He had to stretch a bit, play it back. He did well to get it back to Davis. Wilkins with a cross, Stapleton with the overhead. But overhead and over bar and over everything it goes. And behind him, it's a goal kick to Brighton. And Graham Mosley will spot it up. In no particular hurry to get on with things. 1-1 the score. We're in the 20th minute of the match. The second half, that is. 65 minutes gone. Brighton 1, Manchester United 1. Mosley's goal kick, not great length on it. McQueen comes up with a firm header. Straight to the other number 5. That's Gary Stevens. Stevens stumps it up the far side of the touch line, but far side of the touch line being the operative form of expression because out of play it is. United of the throw. Taken quickly. Wilkins on the edge of his box. Slides it back to Moran. Moran chips it forward. Pearce reads that well. Heads it down for Howlett. Howlett now. Good ball out to the right. Gordon Smith is there. Jerry Ryan too. Smith thought Ryan was going on the overlap, but he didn't come, so he's forced to play it inside to Gatting. Gatting in the centre circle. Thinks about using Stevens and then shimmies the other way. And then uses either Pearce or Case. Case it was played rather firmly between them, but Case allied to that. Chips it forward now. Not particularly good one. Wilkins heads it forward for United, and now Stapleton running at Brighton. Stapleton to Whiteside. Whiteside back to Wilkins. Stockings around his ankles. Wilkins square ball to Albiston. On out to Murin, near side of the field, which is the United left, and midway between halfway line and goal. Murin now. Good ball inside to Albiston. They're on the edge of the penalty area now, but Howlett falls over as he came away with the ball. Seemed to be pushed to me, but the referee happy enough for the challenge. But it matters not because Ryan is there to do the tidying up and play it back to Graham Mosley. And Mosley bowls it underarm back to Ryan. Large number 12 on his back. Ryan inside to Gary Stevens. And Stevens moves towards the halfway line. Becoming more adventurous in the second half, Gary Stevens. Little ball in there to Grealish. Grealish trying to go around Wilkins. Wilkins pushes him aside. And then shrugs his shoulders and asks the referee what it was all about. But I think it was quite obvious what it was all about. Grealish took a tumble and Brighton get a free kick. Just inside the Brighton half. Or is it just inside the United half? That's where Gary Stevens takes the free kick. Forward to Grealish. Back to Stevens. Up it goes to Smith. Smith, middle of the United half. Back to Grealish in the mud. Now forward for Stevens once more. Stevens tries the shot, and Bailey has to look sharp to get down to save that one. Always behind it, but it was dipping rather viciously. So 2 shots recently from Smiley and then Stevens. And Bailey on his knees saved it. And the ball is now with Kevin Moran. Moran, middle of his own half, moving forward. Slowly but surely. Now up to halfway. Now chips it looking for Whiteside. Whiteside round Gatting. Howlett in firmly. And Howlett comes away with the ball, and Whiteside is penalised, and I think Jimmy Case was in there rather firmly too, but the free kick has been given to Bright. Gatting takes it, sweeps it to the near side, to Jerry Ryan. Ryan now to Smiley on halfway, near side of the field. Smiley inside to Tony Grealish, and Grealish back to Gary Stevens, just inside his own half. Plays it forward, Michael Robinson tangling with McQueen, but McQueen comes away with the ball. McQueen now running into the centre circle. Forward for Stapleton, inside the Brighton half. Stapleton running at that Brighton defence to Whiteside, but Pearce robs him, and Pearce now moves forward for Brighton. Sloppy pass from him, Murin intercepts, and Murin just inside the Manchester United half. Forward it goes for Robson. Robson in the inside left position, running at the Brighton defence, but the ball eventually works its way through to Graham Mosley, and he'll wait and take his time and then roll it to Steve Gatting. So we're into the final quarter. Brighton 1, Manchester United 1. Here's Peter Jones.
The ball with Brighton then, just inside the Manchester United half with Robinson. He's tangling with Moran. They very nearly pick each other up and throw each other through the air. Free kick to United. Wilkins, stockings on his ankles, takes it quickly, finds Robson. Robson to Murin, still inside his own half. Plays it towards us, the United left. Whiteside waiting for it. touches it back to Arthur Albiston. Albiston finds Muren, halfway inside the Brighton half, to Wilkins. Wilkins battling for it well. Accuracy was missing though with the final pass. Ryan lets it run on to Smiley and gets the return ball from Smiley. Smith, inaccurate, into the path of Muren. Muren finds the Welshman Davis. Davis 10 yards inside the Brighton half, keeps it running out to the right. Duxbury, far side United. Stapleton in the outside right position. Jersey, as always, outside those white shorts. Back to Duxbury. Duxbury holds it, then tucks it back to Wilkins. Possession stuff here by Manchester United. Halfway through the second half, 1-1 in this final. McQueen forward, Stapleton chests the ball down. Tries to find Robson, can't. Good tackling by Gatting. Ball finally cleared on the halfway line. United, though, still in possession. Albiston, back to Moran. Moran, 10 yards forward, finds Muren. See a lot more of Muren in this second half. Holds the ball, puts it onto that left foot of his. Sweeps the ball out to the right. Headed away, though, this time by Pearce. Chase. All his experience now required for Brighton, but Brighton have given the ball away on the edge of the area. Davis is there. Davis to Whiteside. Whiteside shoots high and wide. Deflected. Corner, says the referee. Dangerous moment for Brighton, though. Nice build-up. Davis in the action. On to Whiteside. Ball wide. Corner to Manchester United.
Yeah, very good chance there for Manchester United. That was a bad mistake there by Pearce, which gave Whiteside the chance, but he was leaning back on it all the time, and you can tell it was going to go for the bar. But I've been a little bit disappointed with Manchester United this last 10 or 15 minutes. They certainly have lacked penetration, Peter, and Brighton have been looking very comfortable.
Davis with a corner then for Manchester United. The back header by McQueen. A header comes in just wide. Some of the United players claiming possibly a handball there as Robson went in strong, and so did Moran. Ball goes wide. Goal kick to Brighton, and up at Hampden Park, still no score there. Rangers and Aberdeen, the Scottish Cup final, of course. Rangers 0 and Aberdeen, the holders, 0. Here at Wembley, Brighton 1, Manchester United 1, and Frank Stapleton, who played in 3 successive cup finals here with Arsenal. In the middle, one of them, that's the 1979 final, scored for Arsenal against Manchester United. And it's his goal for United that's brought them level here, 9 minutes into the second half. It's a throw-in to Brighton, almost on the halfway line. Jerry Ryan, who came on for the injured Chris Ramsey. In fact, the referee says that'll be a free kick to Brighton. And it's about 10 yards or so inside the United half, just to the right as Brighton look at it. Their captain for the day, Tony Grealish, will take that free kick inside the area. McQueen hooks the ball away, finally cleared by Albiston. High into the only on to Ryan, though it's still inside United half. Whiteside comes back to challenge Ryan, and Ryan's challenged by Muren, and Ryan goes down, and Muren's got the ball. Muren on the halfway line sweeps a lovely ball out to Wilkins, going down the right here for Manchester United. Wilkins still holding the ball, the cross comes in. Oh, what a magnificent goal by Ray Wilkins! And Ray Wilkins, once of Chelsea, now very much of Manchester United. A man who's missed so much of this season with that cheek injury is now doing a Mancunian fandango away down the left. Ron Atkinson is leaping in the air. He can't believe it. Nick Brown says it's true, because Ray Wilkins, with a most magnificent shot, high over Graham Mosley, it soared into the corner of the net. That's a goal worth winning any match. It's certainly a goal worth winning a cup final. Now Brighton have got to show their qualities, because Ray Wilkins has put United into the lead. It's Brighton 1, Manchester United 2, and the man is Ray Wilkins.
Well, a marvellous goal by Ray Wilkins there, and it was a lovely through ball from Arnold Muren, and Wilkins cut inside his full-back, and I was just actually wondering what he was going to do, because he didn't have much support from any other Manchester United forward, but he just cut inside him and hit a lovely swerving left-foot shot, which curled all the way past Mosley, and it was an absolutely super goal. And Arnold Muren, actually in the last 10 minutes, has really come into the game, and it makes such a difference when he's on the ball and spraying the passes about, because too often this season in the Manchester United team he's been really on the missing list, but in the last 10 minutes or so he certainly has sprayed the ball about well, and he's looking much better, and it's certainly helping Manchester United. But the goal came at just the right time there, Peter, for Manchester United, because they weren't showing any penetration prior to that, and the game was going along quite nicely as far as Brighton was concerned, but now it'll even make it a better game, because Brighton will really have to come out and try and get the equaliser.
17 minutes to go here then, and Brighton, who've been very brave and played some good football too, now need to be very brave indeed. United take the lead for the first time here at Wembley in the '83 Cup final with an absolutely smashing goal from Ray Wilkins. Only his second goal, incidentally, of the season. What a time to score your second goal. I see Mick Brown, the assistant manager of United, coming out onto that sand track below us and clapping his hand. Also see Ashley Grimes doing a bit of limbering up. Wonder whether he'll be thrown in for the last quarter of an hour. Manchester United 2, Brighton 1. And it's now all red and white here at the moment. But if Brighton continue the way they've done, they'll battle right to the last gasp here. They've really done I was just about to say the first division. They've done the second division proud. Brighton here this afternoon, relegated of course. And here they are at Wembley, but they're now 2-1 down, and they've also lost Chris Ramsey, their fullback, and they've given the ball away to Stapleton. Stapleton finds Whiteside. Whiteside tackled and brought down by Stevens. Referee says that'll be a free kick. Whiteside wants to take it quickly. Robson says no. Let's just calm it down. It's about halfway inside the Brighton half. It to me as if Tony Grealish wasn't very happy with that decision, having a few words with Alf Gray, the referee. Wouldn't be wise to do that. Alf Gray in his last match blows the whistle. Robson goes up as if he's going to take it. He then does, lays it to Wilkins. Wilkins put it onto his left foot. Little chip ball. And Mosley this time being very careful. Just watched it drop over the top of his crossbar. And Ray Wilkins, those stockings round his ankles. I've not seen such delight in a player for a long time. He absolutely leapt in the air and ran all of 50 yards behind that goal and jumped over a line of photographers just to signal his jubilation. He now claps his hands to the players around him. Captain of Chelsea at 17, Ray Wilkins, so he knows what leadership is all about. Brighton 1, Manchester United 2. We've got 15 minutes to go in an absorbing cup final. Muren for United finds Stapleton. Good running though again by Gary Stevens, one of the men of the match here, Stevens. And he plays the ball off Stapleton to win the throw for Brighton. Almost on the corner flag. And while certainly United may have come here as the hottest favourites for years, Brighton have certainly made a match of this one, and they're not out of it yet, but they're 2-1 down, and this could well be their crisis period. They've run the ball into touch this time though with Jerry Ryan, who's playing at right back in place of Chris Ramsey. Alderson with the throw, finds Muren, back to Alderson, and again back to Muren, halfway inside the Brighton half. That trusty left foot of his to the far side. It's gone beyond Alan Davis though. Davis will scuttle after that one. And the ball rolls into touch. It'll be a throw into Brighton. Well, we're going to win the cup, shout Manchester United away to our right. Still some chance of seagulls to our left. And the photographer seems to have done something wrong because he's just being led out of the stadium. A pity. He's going to miss a smashing last 13 minutes, I would think, here. Great atmosphere. And United leading by 2-1 and in possession inside their own half. Gordon McQueen, a long ball all of 20 yards or so back to Gary Bailey, who holds the ball carefully. His father, Roy, of course, distinguished goalkeeper with Ipswich not so very long ago. As Bailey takes the kick over the top of Whiteside. Drops for a moment to Gatting, can't quite control it, but Pearce clears for Brighton. Duxbury comes storming into it, just inside the Brighton half, far side from us, down the United right. Ball played infield, Wilkins is there, Wilkins brought down. And that will be a free kick to Manchester United, and Jimmy Case, and that merges that accent, we'll say that was an accident. Great competitor though, Jimmy Case. And it'll be a free kick to Manchester United. Wry smile from Sammy Nelson as I said that. And United leading 2-1 then will have a free kick. Kevin Moran just taking a great deal of time and care. One of 7 Republic of Ireland players among the 24 this afternoon. Stapleton with a header. Robson tries to go in. Ball cleared though. Not very far. Wilkins halfway inside the Brighton half. Plays it towards us. Alderson will go there. Smiley gets there first. Seems to have recovered now from that knock he took on his leg. As the seconds now tick away. 13 minutes by our watch here. Manchester United 2, Brighton 1. Alderson with the throw, down the United left, plays it back to McQueen. McQueen just slowing it down, just trots forward. Then starts to move infield, plays it to Robson. Robson shielding the ball, turns away from us, starts to go towards the centre of the field. Finds Moran, then gets into position to take the ball from Moran. Sweeps a good ball out far side to Davis. Infield to Robson once more. Robson inside the centre circle, plays it to Whiteside, runs across Whiteside there, he can't control it. Smiley sensibly does the simple thing, plays it back to Mosley. The long kick from the Brighton goalkeeper, halfway inside the United half. The blonde hair of McQueen heads it away, finds Robson, Stapleton back to Muren, possession stuffed by United, halfway inside their own half. Ball swept out to Duxbury. Duxbury holds it, then a 20-yard ball from him, looking for Whiteside. But they've lost it, and Brighton take possession halfway inside their own half with Howlett. And up at Hampden Park, still no score in the Scottish Cup final between Rangers and Aberdeen. Still Rangers 0, Aberdeen 0 here at Wembley. Manchester United 2, Brighton 1, but Brighton in possession with Case. We're going to have one of these sensational shots from Case. Well, wouldn't be any good because there are about 10 Manchester United players between him and Gary Bailey. Well, 9 to be exact, because Whiteside's almost in the centre circle. Case forward, it'll flick on. Ooh, it almost got through there from Smith to Robinson. But the door is closed shut tight once more. Whiteside, Stevens and Whiteside together, and again Stevens doing a little bit of fouling. Gary Stevens on Norman Whiteside. Norman Whiteside, the man from Shankill Road in Belfast, who's had a remarkable 12 months, picks himself up, and it'll be a free kick to Manchester United. And this time it's United in no particular hurry to take the free kick. You see again Mick Brown below me, just that clenched fist in the air. Ron Atkinson looking cool, I doubt that he is. Free kick to Muren. Muren down the line to Stapleton. And Ryan taking no chances. Takes it out of play. And Stapleton picks himself up. And chance of 2-1 away to our right now from the United fans. Muren trots across. Man who won the UEFA Cup with Ipswich. He's never won here, Arnold Muren. Even lost playing for Holland against England. But his side lead at the moment. 10 minutes to go. Muren with the throw. Stapleton runs it back to Robson. Back to Muren. Tight to the near touchline, the left. A back heel from Muren finds once more Robson. Robson beckoning to somebody to move towards him. Can't, so flicks it back to Muren. The cross this time from Muren. Ball headed away only as far as Wilkins, though, score of that sensational second goal. Robson back to Muren. That's 5 passes they've strung together now, United. Robson, and a bad one from Robson. Case challenges Whiteside. Ball breaks to Robson. Hits the side netting. Case and Whiteside clashed on the edge of the area, and it's Case who's come off second best this time, holding his left knee. Referee goes over, just have a look at it. Case down, and we wait for Graham Moser to take the goal kick. But there's so much a testing time, Frank, for Brighton. Taking the lead, going in 1-0 at half-time, losing Ramsey, then the equaliser, then 2-1 down to a goal that would knock the stuffing out of most teams.
Yes, they've done very well, really, on the whole of the match, I think, Peter. I think they've looked very composed, and they've certainly played a little bit better than what I expected before the game. But nevertheless, there's only roughly 10 minutes left, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jimmy Melia just gambles a little bit. It's worthwhile taking a chance now and possibly putting Jerry Ryan up front and giving a little bit more firing power, because you're as well getting beat 3-1 as 2-1, because you're still going to get beat in the end. But they're still sitting back at the moment, and I'm a little bit surprised that George Aiken or Jimmy Melia hasn't issued some instructions, because they have 4 players at the back against Norman Whiteside and Frank Stapleton, and I think you can at least afford to release if he's actually needed. But it would be probably bad tactics when you're 2-1 up to actually change your system around. I think they'll just remain the same way as they are.
Well, Jimmy Case back on his feet again. The goal kick's been taken and the ball is on the halfway line. And it's good skills by Gordon Smith, the Scotsman, but even better skills and strength by Robson, the Englishman. Robson, Wilkins, again good possession stuff here by Manchester United. They're still deep inside their own half with Davis. Davis just turns away from a half-hearted challenge by Smith and sensibly just plays it back calmly to his right back, ducks through and turn, plays it back to Gary Bailey.
I think Alan Davis, generally speaking, has had a good game. He's been nice and neat in his control, and he's been involved in 2 or 3 dangerous situations. But nevertheless, I think the style of Stevie Coppell's play, who's got the pace and the power to get past fullbacks, has certainly been missed. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why Norman Whiteside and Frank Stapleton have had a reasonably quiet game.
Well, the ball is played back by the United defenders to their goalkeeper, Gary Bailey. A little head-on by Stapleton, but again, Stevens there. He really has been absolutely immaculate for my money this afternoon. Gary Stevens at the heart of the Brighton defence. Ball laid forward by Ryan. Little header again by Robinson, looking for Smiley, but there's plenty of time for Arthur Alberston to come in and turn it back to Bailey. And certainly if Alan Davis needs any moral support in playing his first cup tie here at Wembley in a final, he needs only look at the man standing about 25 yards behind him, because Arthur Alberston did exactly the same in the 1977 final here against Liverpool. And Davis has come out of it very well so far. Whistle goes, free kick to Manchester United, halfway inside the Brighton half. We've got 7 minutes by our watch. It may be a little time added on. We've had 2 fairly lengthy stoppages for injuries. Wilkins takes the free kick, Stapleton, back heeler. Whiteside! Almost getting onto that back heel from Robson. Well spotted by Brighton. Ball headed away, but at the moment Robinson, who's fought so hard, looks rather a lone figure. As the minutes tick away, of course, we begin perhaps to see some of the real qualities now of Manchester United. They keep possession, and again they turn it back, and we've, would you believe, almost got splashes of sunshine here at Wembley as the ball is back with Bailey.
Manchester United have done a good ploy. They've pushed Alan Davis up front. I don't know if he's been told to do that. They've just done it naturally. But it's made now Manchester United having 3 forwards. So it's sort of keeping the back 4 of Brighton all well occupied. But I still think it's worthwhile, even playing man for man and releasing one of your players either to go into midfield or up front.
As Ryan plays the ball just below us, down the Brighton right. Smiley, ball's been touched before Smiley can control it though. Referee says that's a throw in to Manchester United, which Albion will take, and a rather lone blue balloon floats away to our right. Could it be the end of Brighton's hopes? Well, there's still 5 minutes to go. And it's their captain for the day, Grealish, laying it forward. Smith and Robinson together. Smith sweeps the ball out left. It's picked up by the fullback Graham Pearce. Pearce forward. Smith inside the Manchester United penalty area. Left for Brighton. Smith trying to get in there, can't get in there. Brought down though by Mike Duxbury. Referee right on the spot as Gordon Smith peels himself off the turf. Now then, the free kick is not more than a yard outside the Manchester United penalty area, down the Brighton left. And the referee will make sure that the 2 United players, Davis and Muren, are the 10 yards away. Still not happy. So it's now a packed Manchester United penalty area away to our right. United lead by 2-1. Case with the free kick. Oh, headed away by Stapleton, who's defending before Ryan could get on the end of that one. Throw in to Brighton. Pearce will take it down the Brighton left. 4 minutes to go here. Manchester United 2, Brighton 1. Brighton, though, going forward. There's nothing else they can do now. The cross coming in, far side. It'll be too far, though, I think. Gatting will run on for it. Gatting takes the corner flag in his hand with his momentum. He couldn't stop the ball going over the line, though. It's a throw in to Manchester United, which Albion will take. Holds the ball above his head, then takes the throw down the line below us. Stapleton can't get hold of it, though. Smiley's lost it, and then gets the ball back with a rebound. It goes to Smith. McQueen heads the ball away. Corner to Brighton. Smith, quick and sharp, and scorer of Brighton's goal after 13 minutes. Jimmy Case, the old warrior, comes trotting across towards us to take the corner for Brighton. Spots it up in the quadrant. Just going to see what he's going to do with it. He's got Howlett if he wants to play it short. He doesn't, in fact. It's low. Grealish, edge of the area. Grealish inside the area. Shot comes in. Brighton have scored. And it's Gary Stevens, I think, who's got it. What a final we've got here. And Gary Stevens, the man I was saying a moment ago, has had an immaculate game for Brighton. He was there for that corner. Case with the corner. Grealish spotted him. He went in where it hurt. And by going in where it hurts, he cracked it home past Bailey. We've got 3 minutes to go. The Seagulls have come back here. It's Brighton 2, Manchester United 2. Gary Stevens.
Well, that's a body blow to Manchester United, but great news for Brighton fans. Stevens done terrific there, but the Manchester United defence seemed to take about 3 or 4 seconds before they even started to close them down. You could see the danger from up here, and maybe it was a little bit heavy legs there or something, but no one really went to him, and he had opportunity to look up, pick his spot and blast it past Gary Bailey. But someone in the Manchester United defence should have closed him down there and made it much more difficult for him. But great news for Brighton, and it looks as though it's going to be extra time now.
We've got 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes to go. Brighton 2, Manchester United 2. And only the third ever goal that Stevens has scored for Brighton. And up at Hampden Park, well, they're not getting goals up there, despite the sunshine, I'm told. Still, Rangers 0, Aberdeen 0. But we've got an absolute humdinger here. Brighton 2, Manchester United 2. Ball played for Hood. Moran got hold of that one just before Robinson. Robinson had his head down there as if he was really going to go hell-bent for goal. The ball is almost on the halfway line. Far side, Wilkins. Wilkins chips the ball forward. Stapleton. Again, United in possession. Whiteside's got round the defender. Whiteside inside the area. And Whiteside was doing a bit of shoving and pushing. Whiteside went down inside the area, but it's a free kick to Brighton. I think Whiteside knew that too. We've got 2 minutes now by our watch. Maybe a little time added on. More and more then looks like extra time. I think we were saying this morning that the pitch is so heavy that the players would know they've been playing for 90 minutes. May well be. It's going to be another 30 minutes now. But it's Muren. Infield finds Albion. Albion to Whiteside. Whiteside out to Muren. Muren's got a 3-run down the left for United. Muren going down to the byline. The cross comes in from Muren. Stevens is there to clear it for a corner. Corner to United with now a minute to go on our watch. Brighton 2, Manchester United 2. Brighton going in at half-time with a 1-0 lead. then 1-1, then 2-1, and then 2-2. Corner then to Manchester United. Alan Davis, first cup tie. It's the Wembley Cup tie for him. Takes it with his right foot, arcs inside the area. McQueen with a header, wide. Moran, yes, he has controlled it. Robson with the back overhead kick, but Mosley was there. Moran did well to get to that one. Overhead kick, though, from Robson and Mosley there. We're now 30 seconds from the 90 minutes by our watch here. Brighton 2, Manchester United 2. And this, I think, will be a memorable final for so many reasons. Not least of them, Brighton's fighting qualities. Smith tries to get hold of it. Duxbury gets there first. Still Brighton in possession, though, deep inside their own half. Gatting has a long look. No mistakes now from either side in the dying seconds of the 90 minutes in this 1983 Cup final. Long ball forward. Robinson runs that high knee action of his, but he was never ever going to get that one. It's fielded by a couple of photographers. Bailey runs across to take the goal kick. Spots it up, takes it. Wilkins in the mud in halfway inside that United half. Most of it churned up, I may say, when it was the Brighton half in the first half. Wilkins, white side, finds Alberston close to the near touchline. Wilkins forward. Stapleton, edge of the Brighton penalty area. He's hemmed in by blue jersey. Still finds Muir. Cross from Miran. A little flick ball off. And that's inches wide. And Alan Davis could have made history there. He screwed it with his right foot. And Whiteside, it was either Whiteside or Davis. I think it was Davis, Frank, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Davis. He nearly scored in the first half, and he almost scored there. He just gets a toe into that. He came across Pearce there, who was just standing watching the ball, and he came in the blind side of him, got in front of him, and that was nearly the winner just in the last few seconds.
Well, what a day that would have been for Alan Davis. And up at Hampden Park, it's still 0-0. It's the full-time whistle blown up there, so they've gone into extra time at Hampden Park. Aberdeen, of course, the holders against Rangers. Well, it looks like extra time here, but that could well have been the winner. That could have been back to the old Arsenal-Manchester United final. You may remember when Arsenal 2-0 up, then 2-2 to United, and then Arsenal's winner. I remember that I described it that day as I just didn't believe it. I don't think I'd have believed that if Davis had scored, but United would have believed it. We're now in injury time here. Brighton 2, Manchester United 2. Ball played wide by Howlett, but before Smiley could get there, plenty of time. And we really are bathed in sunshine here. The rain's gone for the moment. Robson runs over the ball, then plays it back nice and calmly to McQueen, who stands on the ball for a moment. He's got plenty of time and space. Muren playing it down the near touchline, United left. And Ryan clatters into Stapleton, picks himself up. Free kick to Manchester United. Muren takes it with his left foot down the left touchline. Has Whiteside got the legs? He hasn't got the legs. Runs over the line, and that's the whistle blown by Alf Gray, and it's 2-2, and it's extra time, and now it's got a little bit of magic from Ron Atkins and Jimmy Mealy.
The ball is now with Brian Robson, moving into the Brighton half. Then he checks and plays it back to Ray Wilkins, and the sun beaming down now on Wembley Stadium. The pitch showing what's gone wrong with the weather here in London over the past weeks, because it's showing the signs of wear. But the sun now out to make it a real FA Cup final occasion. And Case sweeps the ball to the far side to Jerry Ryan, and Ryan slowly moves up the Brighton right to Smith. Smith tries to find Grealish, but the pass was short, and Robson goes herring off up the far touchline. United's left, but Grealish is firmly in to beat him and put the ball out of play, and Manchester United have a throw. Robson takes it, throws it to where he thought Arthur Alberston might go, but Arthur didn't go, Tony Grealish did, and back it goes now to Graham Mosley. Mosley bowls it underarm to Jerry Ryan, who's still maintaining that right back position that he's occupied since Chris Ramsey's departure. Long ball looking for Robinson. It goes instead to Moran and McQueen, and between them they get it back to Gary Bailey. Bailey now bowling it out to Mike Duxbury on the near side, the United right. And Duxbury, sun in his face, chips the ball forward for Whiteside. It comes off the shoulder of Gary Stevens. It comes to Alan Davis. Davis facing Pearce, the Brighton left back. Davis running at Pearce. Pearce stands off, tries to make the angle impossible. He succeeds. It's played back to Wilkins. Wilkins a hanging cross. And it goes all the way over the Brighton and United players and out the far side to Arnold Muren, who's now got Jerry Ryan in close attendance in shadow over there. Muren succeeds in forcing the corner. The first corner of extra time with 1.5 minutes of extra time played. And the corner is to Manchester United. On the far side of the field, United's left. And Alan Davis, in only his fourth full appearance for Manchester United, played 3.5 games for them before. He's now playing a game and a half. And he's gone all the way over there to take that corner on the far side, United's left. David curls it to the near post. Case heads it away. It comes to Murin. Murin helps it out to Davis on the far wing once more. Davis curls in the cross this time. Mosley comes, and again he loses it, but Brian Robson was fouling him. So Brighton have the free kick. And it's taken quickly to Pearce, the left back. Pearce stands on it. Mosley thinks about asking for it back and then suggests that play it off the touch. And then indeed he does receive it back and throws it straight back to Graham Pearce. Gatting is inside. That's where Pearce looks for support. Gatting on the ball now. Stops it, left-footed forward, up to Howlett. Howlett, stockings around the ankles, runs away from Wilkins, leaves it for Gordon Smith. Smith plays the short ball to Case. They're on the near side, the Brighton left, and inside the United half. To Pearce now. Pearce forward for Smith. United reluctant to commit themselves to the tackle in this area. Pearce slips on the ground, falls over, picks himself up, receives the pass, plays it back to Case, and Pearce is challenged and fouled by Mike Duxbury, and now Duxbury is on the ground holding his back. The referee comes across. I think I have two words with him. One to ask is he all right, and the second to tell him he went in rather too firmly. But Duxbury is all right. Slouches away from the scene of the crime, and Jimmy Case prepares to take the free kick. A yard in from the near touchline, United right. Graham Pearce there, Jimmy Case 2. Decided between them what they'll do. Pearce plays the short one to Case. Case has made an angle for a deep cross. He sends it over, looking for Gatting. It's headed away by Stapleton. Goes to the far side. It's out of play, and Brighton have a throw. And Neil Smiley, that mop of blonde hair, bouncing behind him as he chases over there. Takes the throw. Back to Ryan. Inside to Grealish. They've had to move backwards, Brighton, but now it's with Howlett. And now Pearce. They're going to try and work the left side once more. The near side. Pearce. Slow motion stuff. Up the line to Robinson. Robinson, who's showing the effects of the stress and the strain, puts pressure on Moore, and the ball almost out. It is out because Bailey didn't succeed in keeping it in. And so once again, Michael Robinson, awkward, angular, and looking very, very tired, succeeds in straining Kevin Moore beyond the point of endurance. And out goes the ball for a corner to Brighton. Now, a corner produced the first goal for Brighton. A corner produced the second. Is there something on here for them? Gary Howlett on the near side, the Brighton left. Sun shining from a clear sky as Howlett strikes it. Robinson, the backward header. Stevens up there. Down for Smith, but the whistle is gone. Stevens was fouling. And Manchester United breathe again.
Well, Brighton are really matching Manchester United in every department here. They're looking nice and strong, and especially the midfield is looking very composed. Jimmy Case showed all his experience today, made a lot of good tackles and been involved in a few nasty ones as well, but generally looked after himself very well. And both he and Grealish have been real stars in the midfield for Brighton.
Well, Norman Whiteside falling foul of the referee again. They say he's a very physical player. Certainly he went in rather too physically on Graham Pearce, giving away a free kick 15 yards inside the Brighton half. Near side of the field, Brighton left. Steve Gatting plays it forward. Chip ball, looking for Robinson. Moran heads it away. Goes to Grealish, and now Howlett. Howlett shimmies one way, leaves Robson standing. Howlett still running. Robson back on him. No foul. Robson and Howlett go crashing to the ground. Robson loses his right boot. The ball goes to Murin, who sends it up to Whiteside. Whiteside trying to get Stapleton going. Stevens intercepts. Brighton in possession once more. Howlett to Gordon Smith. Smith in the inside left position. Looking for obstruction off Ray Wilkins, but I think it was two tired men smashing there. And the ball is now with Arnold Murin. Robson still adjusting his footwear as Murin moves slowly forward. Ball crosses halfway. Stapleton and Stevens tangling. Stevens again winning. You've heard it before, I'll say it again, he's had an absolutely superb game. Gary Stevens crowning it with that equalising goal that has put this final into extra time. Murin now for Manchester United to Moran. Moran back towards McQueen on halfway, far side of the field, United left. Ray Wilkins nearly stumbles in a divot and then plays it inside to Moran. Back to McQueen it goes. McQueen looking ever so slightly the worse for wear. He's had a tough 90 minutes. They all have, but he seems to have had a tougher 90 minutes than most. His pass forward, not a good one. Stevens cuts it out to Ryan. Ryan looks for the return to Stevens, but played it instead out of play. So United have a throw. Manchester United then. Far side, they're left. Back it goes to Robson, middle of the Brighton half. Over towards the far side. Again to the far side it goes to Albiston. Into Murin on the angle of the area. Pearce comes into the action, and Ryan too, and Brighton have cleared their lines. Robinson heads it on in the centre circle. Nobody forward. Duxbury claims it for United. 7 minutes almost of extra time gone. United try to mount an attack. Howlett puts the ball out of play. Throw to Manchester United then on the near side, which is their right. And Mike Duxbury, another with stockings around his ankles, will take it. The usual piece of advice thrown his way, hold it. I think at this stage they'll do anything rather than hold it. Try and get this match settled once and for all. Bailey comes off his line, the ball played through towards him. He's outside his area, plays it to Albiston on the near side, and Albiston helps it on to Murin. Murin chips it forward. Stevens again, ever dependable, always there. And Brighton once more, now with Gatting. Mosley wants it, Gatting gives it to him, and Mosley on the edge of his penalty area prepares to send it long, waits until his men get forward, and then sends it with the right foot halfway inside the Manchester United half. McQueen rises and wins it. Robinson didn't challenge. Howlett is in there on Wilkins. Wilkins running forward through two challenges and tumbles over Graham Pearce. And that's a free kick to Manchester United. Ray Wilkins picks himself off the floor, and Mike Duxbury will take the free kick.
Yeah, Butch Wilkins holding his hamstring as well there. I think he's feeling a little bit tired. He always has his socks around his ankles, even from very, very early on. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ron Atkinson thought about Ashley Grimes. Nice fresh pair of legs and a big strong guy. But so far he's resisted the temptation.
Wilkins again in the action, tangling there with Jimmy Case. Duxbury beating the challenge of Howlett, but Howlett committed the foul, says the referee. And so United have another free kick. 20 yards inside the Brighton half, played forward there to Whiteside, tangling with Pearce on the edge of the penalty area. And it comes towards Wilkins once more. Hard by the touchline, near side. Wilkins chips it forward to Whiteside on the chest. Whiteside plays it back once more to Wilkins. Midway inside the Brighton half, but still on the near side, the right-hand side for United. Curling cross from Wilkins. Ryan climbs high and heads it away. And that's a corner to Manchester United. And over trots Arnold Buren to take it. We're in the 9th minute of extra time. Arnold Buren spots the ball up. The corner quadrant down to our right as we look near side, United's right. And Murin curls it, left-footed. Mosley comes out, tries to punch, McQueen heads it. The whistle again is gone. Free kick for a foul on the goalkeeper.
Well, again, I disagree with the referee there, George. I thought it was a dangerous corner. Mosley came out to punch it and he missed it completely. Then he got bumped. But in the first instance, if they got the ball, there was no foul at all. But evidently the referee seemed to give the benefit of the doubt all the time to the goalkeeper.
As Mosley takes the free kick, just to remind you that the Scottish Cup Final 2 has gone into extra time. Rangers and Aberdeen were scoreless at the end of the 90 minutes. And it's still scoreless there. But it's 2-2 here as Robertson goes off in chase for Brighton, tangles with McQueen. McQueen forced to concede the throw on the far side of the field. And so Brighton once more mounts an attack. Neil Smiley over there. Grealish is the man he aims for. Inside the box, Grealish shrugs off a challenge, does well to get in there. It comes to Ryan. Ryan chips it towards Howlett, but Duxbury is underneath that. Duxbury sends it straight up in the air. Davis is there to control it and beat Howlett. Good control and good skill from Davis. Plays it into Wilkins. Wilkins forward ball looking there for Stapleton. But Stevens an immaculate interception and beats Stapleton and then pokes it up the touchline to Smiley. Smiley losing out to Albiston, but has time to recover. But Stevens did so well there. Stapleton almost released by Wilkins, but Stevens absolutely in the right place. Tackle timed to perfection, and Brighton has the possession. And it's now Steve Gatting. I'll have this cricketer playing for Brighton yet. Steve Gatting, long ball forward, chased by Michael Robinson. Again, McQueen goes in. It's the clearance of a tired man. It goes straight to Smiley on the far touchline. McQueen has stayed out there. Smiley plays it back inside to Case. Case chips it towards Smith. Oh, we very nearly made contact, but Moran was there too. The ball goes out of play, and that's a goal kick to Manchester United.
Yes, Robinson put Gordon McQueen under a lot of pressure there. I think if it had been earlier in the game, Gordon McQueen would have got to that ball probably a half a yard earlier than what he did. He certainly looked very tired, and he's had his socks around his ankles early on and rubbing his calf muscle. And if I remember the last cup final as well, he seemed to be in deep trouble in the extra time.
Manchester United up on the attack once more. Davis trying to get the attack moving, but Pearce is there to deprive Whiteside of the chance, and back it goes to Graham Mosley. It's very hard to judge at a time like this, with players obviously not willing to exert themselves more than they have to, conserve energy as much as possible, having run flat out for the 90 minutes. But if anything, to me, it looks as if Manchester United are the more tired. However, we shall see. Tiredness counts for nothing in the allocation of medals. It's goals in the back of the net. Both sides have got two, and the one that scores one in this extra time will claim the cup, I'm sure. It's Duxbury for United, deep in his own half. Plays it inside to Wilkins, who's in the middle of that half. Wilkins helps it across to McQueen. The sun has gone in once more. Grey skies overhead once again as McQueen moves over the halfway line. Plays it forward to Murin, who too has the stockings round the ankles. Ryan snapping at his heels. Murin scampers off back into his own half. Then plays the diagonal ball into Robson. Robson back to McQueen. 12 minutes of extra time gone. 2-2 the score. McQueen's long ball forward over the head of Whiteside and all the way through to Mosley. Mosley bowls it out to Gordon Smith. Smith to Gary Howlett. Howlett just inside his own half. Square ball inside to Smith once more. Pearce comes up in support. Smith has a look. Thinks about Grealish, then thinks about Ryan on the far side, and Smiley too. And it's to Smiley that he plays the eventual pass. Smiley running now at Albiston. Smiley going to take on Albiston. Smiley gets the cross in, all the way across the face of the goal, and Duxbury puts it out for a corner.
Well, this little fella could certainly be the match winner for Brighton. I've been saying that all the time, but he only appears in the match for a few seconds at a time, and then he goes quiet again. But when he gets the ball out in that flank there, the right flank, he certainly has got the pace of Albiston, who is a good fullback, but he's a very quick little lad, and that was a marvellous cross, and it just needed a touch there, and that could have been a goal for Brighton.
Instead, they've got a corner on the near side. Their left. Jimmy Case takes it. Thumps it firmly. Robinson rising. Bailey flaps at it. Off it goes to the far side. Stevens is out there. Played back to Smiley. Manchester United stream out. Smiley measures across. Gatting rises. Comes down towards Robinson. He can't control it. It's back to Howlett. Again, they stream out. Howlett tries the shot. Smith gets in the way. It comes out to Wilkins. And Brighton now have men forward. And Manchester United can counter. Off goes Robson. But there too is Ryan. Pressure in the legs of Robson. Able to overtake him and get in the pass back to Graham Mosley. 90 seconds of the first period of extra time to go. And Gatting is the ball. Plays it forward for Robinson, but he's offside. United have a free kick.
We've seen very little of Arnold Murin in this first half of extra time. He had a good spell towards the end of the full-time, normal time, but he's gone really quiet now, and I'm surprised that Ron Atkinson hasn't thought about Ashley Grimes and bringing him on, because he is a big, fit, strong guy, and he could really start running at the Brighton defence.
Well, Manchester United determined to end this first period of extra time in front, or at least on the attack. But the throw that's taking place is to Brighton. Thrown in by Pearce. It goes to Duxbury. Duxbury heads it down for Robson, and then Wilkins, and now it's Buren, middle of the Brighton half. Forward looking for Robson, but Gatting alive to the danger. Comes striding out of defence. Stumps it forward. Albiston, though, on the end of the clearance, heads it back. But again, it goes back to Manchester United in the first of Arnold Murin. Murin, square ball to Duxbury. Duxbury up the line to Davis. Davis and Howlett tangling. Davis comes away with the ball. Davis plays it forward. Pearce commits himself again. Whiteside gets it out to Duxbury, but this time Pearce is able to intercept it and chip it forward to Howlett. Howlett now for Gordon Smith in the middle of his own half. Plays it up to Grealish. Grealish rides the challenge of Wilkins in the centre circle. He's got Smiley to his right. He's also got Jerry Ryan to his right. Ryan now moving up the right-hand touchline for Brighton. Curves across. Albiston heads it away, and it comes towards Stapleton. Stapleton going up the left for Manchester United. Inside the Brighton half. Stevens stands off. Stapleton cuts inside. Ball bubbles in the divot. Stapleton into David. David, 25 yards to goal. Helps it on across the Whiteside. Whiteside, left angle of the penalty area. Cutting infield. Blocked there by Ryan. And a foul given anyway, or is it a... No foul. It's a half-time. Well, we're all set for the second half of extra time.
15 minutes then as the whistle goes to decide whether it's going to be Brighton on their first ever cup final, or Manchester United, or whether it's going to be next Thursday night at 7:30. Well, here come Brighton, halfway inside United half. Ball played wide, near side to us. Robinson, got Smiley behind him. He's hemmed in by three United defenders. He's got round all three of them. He plays the ball back. Grealish with a shot. A chance here for Smith. Misses it, goes wide. Good work, though, down the right. Robinson again brave. A missed hit by Grealish, who's now holding his head in his hands, but he might have done better with that. And eventually the shot from Smith goes wide.
Yes, Robinson went past a few tired tackles there and played a nice ball back to Grealish here, but unfortunately it was on his wrong foot, and he didn't make a very good attempt at it, but it actually went to another Brighton player who just couldn't go hold of it either.
The ball on the halfway line, far side from us. Howlett for Brighton, moves just inside the United half. Case trying to go forward. McQueen, though, gets a fortunate bobble on the ball and plays it wide to Murin. Murin with that left foot down the left. Whiteside running well into space. Near side down United left. Whiteside holds the ball. Still holds it. Has a look inside that Brighton penalty area. He's going at the defender here. And in the end, the ball hits Smiley. Murin comes canning in. Ball break. Grealish has got it for Brighton. Lays the ball out far side. Touched back by Smith. Case there. Case plays it wide. And Brighton will start again. Pearce starting it off to Smith. Smith infield finds Grealish, still inside his own half. The Brighton captain inside the centre circle. Good ball forward. Robinson slips, though, as he was trying to control it. But it's finally picked up by Murin. Murin again playing the ball down the left. Ball heading to the touch by a diving Jerry Ryan. The sun's gone in, but nobody will care about the weather. It really has been a remarkable cup final here. It's 2-2, and we're now in the second period of extra time. McQueen for United on the halfway line. Short ball. Seagulls you can hear all around the stadium to my left. Wilkins, scorer of a great second goal for United, plays the ball wide once more. Duxbury down the line. And before Davis can really get hold of it, they're snapping at his heels, but he still gets the ball back. Touched forward by Moran to Robson. Robson 10 yards inside the Brighton half, then turns back the other way and finds once more his fullback Duxbury. Duxbury looking for a red jersey. He's found the red jersey belonging to Kevin Moran. Moran to Robson. Robson turns 1-2 with Wilkins. Robson trying to go forward. Whiteside finds Robson, and Mosley comes off his line. Robson claiming that he was being held off the ball there, but that was danger certainly for Brighton. Mosley came quickly off his line as Robson was storming in for the kill there. Brighton on the break themselves, just inside their own half. Smith trying a little bit too much skill there. He didn't quite come off, but he's come back to make up for that, but he's lost the ball. Wilkins back to Duxbury. Fast and furious despite those aching legs now. Murin halfway inside the Brighton half. Whiteside sweeps it out to the left. Albiston, the fullback there. Albiston to Stapleton, back to Albiston. Albiston tries to get the ball square. Grealish is there, though, for Brighton. Holds the ball. He's being challenged by Whiteside. In the end, perhaps a rather tired right leg gets the ball into touch. We've had 3 minutes of this last 50 minutes of extra time. Splendid atmosphere. And this certainly one of the finals to remember. Albiston, Robson, Whiteside inside the Brighton area. Good skills by Whiteside. A long cross to the far side. Stapleton can't get there. That's a corner to Manchester United. But again, Whiteside turning on a sixpence. Such good control by the young Irishman. And found the other Irishman, Stapleton, almost. Corner then to Manchester United. And Murin will take it. Again with that left foot of his. Backs away 2 or 3 strides. A packed Brighton penalty area. McQueen is up there on the line. Here comes the corner. Ball headed forward by Moran for a moment as Stevens lost it. A spectacular overhead kick by Stevens. Still, United though in possession. Albiston playing it wide. Murin, Wilkins. Wilkins sights it up. A deflection comes off Robinson. It's still inside the area. Whiteside's battling for it. The ball comes across. Robson with a header. It's cleared by Brighton. It's still there only a yard from the goal line. Robson coming in down the left. Sonny Nelson holds his head in his hands alongside me. This really is nail-biting stuff here. 2-2, 4 minutes of extra time gone. Brighton 2, Manchester United 2. Jimmy Case for Brighton, just inside his own half. Plays the ball to Pearce, moves inside the United half, stabs the ball down that left flank. Smith back to Pearce. Pearce will find Jimmy Case, does so now. And then back once more to Graham Pearce. The cross from him. Oh, just inside the Manchester United penalty. Had a chance here for Howlett. Howlett, though, in the end is crowded out. Plays the ball back, though. Grealish is just outside the United penalty area. Again, he's forced away from the danger area by the United defenders. Plays the ball back to Case. Case sweeps a good ball out towards us. Ryan will pick it up in the outside right position. Finds Smiley almost on the white line. Smiley, that blonde hair of his, always in the action here. Stabs the ball square. Grealish tries to spread it through the eye of the needle and can't, and Stapleton finds Wilkins. Wilkins, a long ball, and Whiteside's offside. That yellow flag went up very smartly because Whiteside was scampering on that one. Free kick then to Brighton, and it's about 10 yards or so inside their own half. 5 minutes have gone, 10 minutes of extra time remaining. A replay, should there be one, here in this same stadium Thursday evening. Stevens with a free kick. Long ball forward. It's gone over the top of Robinson, though, and again, Duxbury taking no chances. Any mistake made by a defender now, and he remembered for the rest of his life if it resulted in a goal. Long kick from Bailey, headed away, though, by Gatting. Ball inside the centre circle. Wilkins, a little dip ball forward to Albiston. Albiston controls it, then plays it forward. Stapleton trying to find Albiston with a return. Can't. Smiley comes in, so does Murin. Now he's got away from 2, but he can't get away from Wilkins, who spins him away with a strong tackle. Certainly it's been no place for weak hearts down there on that pitch this afternoon. Ryan takes the throw. Back to Stevens. Splendid in defence and scored that equalising goal, which brought this game into extra time. Stevens gets the return ball from his fellow central defender, Gatting. Long ball from Stevens, a good ball onto the chest of Robinson. Can't quite find Smiley. Robinson goes back. McQueen's too quick for him, though. McQueen comes away, just lets it run on to McQueen and then on to Robson. On the halfway line, Robson down the United left. Long ball from him looking for Whiteside. Kicked up, though, by Gatting. Stevens. And again, Stevens looking so cool and calm about the whole proceedings. Lays it forward, but there's a deflection, and it drops to Wilkins. Muren, 10 yards inside the Brighton half. Muren, again, slowing it down. He's deceptively slow, of course, Muren, Dutch style. Stapleton gives it back to Muren. Again, Muren, the cross from him, Whiteside, turns away from the defender, but Stevens stays with him. Finally, he hits Stevens on the chest with his cross. The shot comes in, Gatting clears on the halfway line, and McQueen comes back very steadily. And the ball laid down to Muren. Can he control it? No, he can't. And just a reminder that, of course, if there is a replay here next Thursday, then Steve Foster, the Brighton captain, would be eligible to play, but Remy Moses would not be eligible to play for Manchester United. That's perhaps a talking point. But we are halfway through the second period of extra time here. Atmosphere crackling. 2-2. Brighton relegated to the second division and holding one of the most famous clubs in, well, almost in the world, certainly, Manchester United. They're on the defensive at the moment. Moran, and in the end he plays the ball off Graham Pearce to get the goal kick. Nobody particularly anxious to get it, but even the ball boy looks a little bit sluggish. It's left to one of the stewards to collect it for Gary Bailey. Bounces the ball back to him then. At least Bailey looks as if in a bit of a hurry. Spots the ball up. Plays it short. Gets it back from Moran. And certainly it's the Brighton supporters to our left who seem the most vociferous in these closing stages of this 1983 Cup final. Long ball from Bailey. Difficult for defenders. And Stapleton tries to go on to that deflected ball from Stevens. Gets there first, though, Mosley. Ryan playing, remember, in the right back position with Chris Ramsey injured. Back to Mosley, just shakes his head for a moment, has a long look upfield, then tries to get maximum distance. It drops inside the United half, headed away though by Alberston, then forward again. McQueen belts the ball high into the sky, drops on the halfway line. Davis goes to challenge for it. It's the blue jerseys of Brighton. It's Gatting, still inside his own half, then moves inside the United half, plays it towards us. Smiley is there. Smiley stabs the ball square. Case skips over the challenge from Robson. Another one from Stapleton and finds Gatting. Gatting just inside the United half. Sweeps it wide, and again United have to defend here. Smith will find Grealish. Grealish plays it wide to Smiley, still halfway inside the United half. Smiley forward. Grealish tries the header. Robinson goes into to challenge. Ball cleared though by United, finds Whiteside. Always danger because Whiteside is looking a much better player, I think, since he did in the first half. Robson, though, a lovely ball from Robson to Davis down the right far side of United. Good challenge though comes in from Pearce, and the loose ball drops to Duxbury. Wilkins holds and beckons the players to do what he wants them to do. The cross comes in, headed away by who else? Gary Stevens. Ball inside the Brighton half with Case. Case chips the ball forward. Well, the idea was right, the angle not quite right, and Robinson looking very tired indeed. And just had a score in extra time up at Hampden Park, and Eric Black has scored for Aberdeen. Aberdeen 1, Rangers 0, Eric Black the scorer. So could it be 2 cups for Aberdeen in 2 weeks? Gothenburg a triumph. At the moment they're 1-0 up, and of course already the Scottish holders. Aberdeen 1, Rangers 0. Here at Wembley it's 2-2 in extra time, and we've got 6 minutes of extra time remaining. Brighton have possession inside their own half. Smith, the ball runs away from him, but Gordon Smith runs across to retrieve it. Finds Smiley down below it. Smiley going at the United defenders, looking for the shot. The shot comes in high and wide. And a Smiley shot to Arthur Alberston sank to his knees, and if that one had gone into the top left-hand corner, I think Arthur Alberston would have stayed on the ground. Very, very weary now, as you'd expect most of those players. Bailey short to Duxbury, back to Bailey. Then Bailey waving those gloves of his upfield. Go forward. Wilkins, scorer of United's second goal, finds Stapleton halfway inside the Brighton half, finds Whiteside in turn. Robson running through, and Stevens blocks it again. You know, so often we've seen Robson running from deep positions to score sensational goals for Manchester United. Whiteside set it up, but Stevens read it brilliantly. Back once more to Mosley. 4.5 minutes of extra time remaining. Replay on Thursday if necessary. And up at Hampden Park, Aberdeen are 1 up against Rangers in extra time in the Scottish Cup final. Whiteside for United. Starts to move infield. Finds a space, finds Muren with the cross. Ball headed away though as Robson was coming in, and that was an illegal challenge, said the referee in any case. So it's a free kick to Brighton. And Moseley again will spot the ball up a yard inside the 18-yard area, and then gets the return ball from Gatting. We'll see the policeman beginning to move round the ground at the moment, a sure sign that we're in the last few minutes of the game. Now then, can either of these sides just bring a last ounce from somewhere, or a little flash of imagination, or perhaps just a blunder by a defender to decide the FA Cup here this afternoon? Well, 3 minutes remain, and Muren plays the ball wide to Stapleton going down the left. Stapleton controls it just before it gets to the byline. He's being challenged though, still finds Muren. It was a half across from Muren, and as Moseley came out, Stevens took no chances and belted the ball away for a throw. Muren walks away rather wearily to collect the ball from the crowd. Gets it now from the ball boy. 15 yards or so from the Brighton corner flag. Muren holds the ball above his head. Back once more to Albiston. Albiston with the cross with his left foot. Not accurate, cleared by Case. Finds Smith. Smith is brought down though by Moran. Free kick to Brighton. Just 2.5 minutes to go. Agonising stuff, of course, for both sets of supporters, not least for the teams themselves. You see Jim Emilia below us, just signalling, and in fact both managers now holding up two fingers, not an obscene gesture at all, but just to point out that we've got just over 2 minutes to go here. And perhaps on balance it would be a shame if either had to lose, possibly for a mistake in the closing minutes. Brighton who fought, and United who've come back from being one down. Smith for Brighton. McQueen is alongside him. Smith comes away, finds Smiley. The cross comes in from Smiley. Robinson did up the challenge. Bailey did well. Because when Robinson challenges, you know somebody's challenging. He comes in with all the grace and softness of an agricultural earth remover, I would think. But Bailey did well. Holds the ball. Takes the kick from his hands. It's a long, long kick too. Bounces. Stevens there. Oh! Well, he headed the ball. He headed the ball back. There was sheer frustration for Whiteside. Because if it had gone another yard, he would have got his left foot. He just patted it down with his hand. He knew. Shouts of off from the Brighton supporters, but that's also done, I think, with a smile. Whiteside knew it. And it'll be a free kick again. Moseley will take it short to Stevens. Just heels it back to Moseley. 1.5 minutes to go of extra time. A long, long kick from Moseley. Headed away by Moran. Finds Muren. Back to Moran. Still, though, halfway inside his own half. Wearily turns the ball to Wilkins. Wilkins checks, still holds the ball. And I've just heard from Hampden Park that Aberdeen have retained the Scottish Cup. That Eric Black goal was enough. That one goal scored in extra time. Here, ball played forward to Robinson. Robinson going forward strong. He's inside the Manchester United penalty area. He finds Smith, and Smith must score. And he hasn't scored. And Bailey has saved it. Absolutely remarkable. Robinson just holds his head in his hands. Smith just had to score there. Robinson went inside the defender, kept his head, stroked the ball to Smith. All he had to do was really stroke the ball past the goalkeeper, and there goes the whistle for the end of extra time. And Gordon Smith will remember that moment for a very, very long time indeed. And Robinson, well, put his hands on his knees as if he couldn't believe that. A match played in marvellous spirit, very competitive indeed, a hard game for all players concerned. They shake hands, and well they might. This one's going to a replay next Thursday. But my word, Frank, it's going to be a match remembered for so many reasons.
It's been a smashing match today. It got better as it went on, actually. And Robinson done so well there. There was two Manchester United defenders with very tired legs chasing him, but he managed just to keep in front of him. He was very unselfish and gave Gordon Smith a great chance. But unfortunately for him, it landed on his right foot with it instead of his favourite left. And even then, it just stuck under Gary Bailey's leg. But I was almost hoping that someone wouldn't score in the last few minutes, because both teams have done so well for so long. It would have been almost a tragedy that if somebody had pinched it in the last couple of minutes.
Well, certainly a remarkable final. And just to remind you, of course, that Steve Foster now would be eligible to play in the replay here on Thursday. We're not now, of course, going to get the traditional